T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. All three engines up and burning. 2, 1, 0, and liftoff.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You're listening to The Twisted 10, bringing you original and unique host-created top 10 lists, recorded live in world-famous Cocoa Beach, Florida, with hosts Tach Van Sickle, Adam Poston, Jay Alvarez, and me, Andrea Joy.
And welcome to another exciting episode. I didn't make up a word that time, Adam.
Exciting?
It's only exciting of the Twisted 10.
I liked it. It was good.
I think he got to the end of his thesaurus.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic.
I ran out of that word of the day toilet paper, so Andrea, if you could send me another roll.
That's what happens when you start that calendar early.
It's kind of a fantasy day, so I think it's a fantastic episode.
There you go.
It is a bit of a fantasy day today.
Well, I am not your host today. I am just a listener today. My name is Tach.
Hi, Tach. How are you, buddy?
I'm super. How are you?
I'm good. My name's Adam. I am an alcoholic. And, wrong meeting.
It's a wrong meeting.
Yeah.
I know you just, yeah.
You might call me an alcoholic after today. So we went down to Salty Fox, and we did our fantasy football draft. So, yes, I am Adam. I am the star of my league's fantasy football draft.
Yes, he is.
I'm going to
the
throw that out there.
winner. Just
Yay,
yeah.
sports.
Yay, sports. Go sports.
There's a whole slew of people just throwing their phones out the window right now. Like, oh, fuck this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no, they cannot fuck that guy. Only I can fuck that guy, and this is Andrea Joy.
And sitting over there across from her.
Hey, it's Jay Alvarez.
Jay Alvarez. So none of us are hosts.
None of us
tonight.
are hosts. Yeah, I do see the TV on, though.
The TV's on, but that's our fantasy football draft.
Oh,
That's just for colors.
Wait,
okay.
Is this episode being co-hosted by the guys from the league? Because that would be awesome. Is that what this is?
We did name in our fantasy football league. We did name our winners trophy. What the hell?
Shiva.
The Shiva.
The Shiva.
Yeah.
Who's we?
Who's
Who's we? Is that the we?
That's the we. Yes,
the we.
So the person that you just heard on mic is going to be our host tonight. And I'll let you do your own introductions. However, we've had half of your cast basically hosting the Twisted 10 already. The other half of your cast is from oneKaway. Yeah.
Woohoo!
So
I'm on point with that plug bell today.
Yeah. Yes. So joining us in studio today is Matt Koko from oneKaway podcast. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful, guys. I really appreciate y'all having me out today. Got to do the draft with you here a little bit earlier and figured, hey, if I'm going to come out here, why not we make it a day and have some fun with you guys?
Awesome.
Hell yeah, dude. Sorry, picking my dog up, throwing him on the
And I
ground.
appreciate you allowing me bringing in my beautiful significant other here. My wife is also here with us, Josie.
I don't think Andrea would have let me have you over without bringing her up here too.
Yeah, they were
part of my fantasy mimosa.
They were
team.
mimosa buddies right there. They were like Tom Brady and Julian Edelman or Jordy Nelson and Aaron Rodgers connection right there.
Is she mic'd up or?
I am.
Oh, there she is. Hey.
Hi. She exists. I do. She is real.
I told you guys I had a real wife.
I told you I didn't have an
See,
imaginary friend.
it took him his first time. It took you, what, about 8 months before you started bringing yours?
What? Significant other?
Shots fired.
Burn.
For how long was it? How long did we think she was imaginary? It was like you were dating.
Okay.
You were dating.
Well,
Tach, you
remember she
remember-
lived like 2 hours away.
Your girlfriend. You remember bringing her in, right?
Of course. What
Oh,
do you
okay.
mean?
All right, just
What are you talking about?
I kept saying he was dating Matt Tateo's ex.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Right?
I'm a Notre Dame fan, so yeah, know all about her.
Matt today, she gets it. She knows.
That's because she's married to me, so she knows how much
I have
complain
no
about
idea what
shit.
that reference is. I'm just.
He got catfished hardcore, and he was like a star linebacker.
Oh, I
Yeah.
get it now. Okay, gotcha.
But I love her. She doesn't exist.
So he's hosting tonight, yeah? This
Yeah,
guy?
this is your
This
show.
guy, Matt?
Oh yeah, guys.
So I'm going to
So,
shut up.
Andrew, do you want to explain to our listeners if they've never heard the show before?
What they do?
Yeah.
What we do
What we do.
here? Or what a guest does. They
Yeah.
they pick a topic and then they plump it up and
Yeah.
they add
Plump it
some
up, I like it.
extra big stroking to it.
Right?
And as they're like stroking it, it gets
Yeah.
bigger and bigger and bigger until it just explodes. It feels so good.
Oh, sorry.
I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
I'm good, guys.
Yeah, no, I'm straight.
That's the show.
That would have been the
break
perfect time for the kids to come downstairs. Right? What?
So if you didn't get any of that, what we do is here we take somebody comes up with a unique top 10 list and we discuss it, break it down, and
I already said this.
I know. I'm just in case people don't get it, or they were very distracted.
Yeah,
So-
they were
By
they were
stroking it?
turning up the bass and lowering the treble. Right?
They're trying to figure out where they can insert another 99 cents.
It's all about that bass.
Holy shit, I didn't dial 876 for this.
Is this costing me 90 cents a minute? What the hell? So, no, I appreciate you guys bringing mine. But first off, like you mentioned, we did our fantasy draft today, and I had to get you a gift in reference to the fantasy draft.
Oh,
So-
God. Wait, I think I know where this is going to go. Uh-oh.
So I had to bring you some tissues, number one, because I know you're going to be crying all season.
And they're ultra
You know,
soft.
and ultra soft. I wanted to make sure that they didn't affect anything.
Oh,
Nice.
I'll take these. I will take these, and I will use them, but I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to use them for. I'll send you a picture.
It's right there.
Whoa.
It's a good thing you got the extra soft stuff.
Look, I'm just going to forward you Ken's number because as we kind of learned yesterday, he liked knowing if people finished.
Yeah, he did.
Uh-oh.
What's going on? Why do you need tissues to finish? I want a baby. What's going on?
So from getting to know you guys a little bit from, obviously meeting you, before and then also kind of hearing some of your shows and stuff, I know that everyone here has kids, relationships, families, things like that. So I thought with bringing my wife in here, instead of coming in here talking about fantasy football, which it sounds like half of you guys would kind of zone out on.
Go sports.
Yep. There you go. I hope the Bears win the World Series this year. No. So
They
I
won't.
wanted to come up with kind of a top 10 list for you guys that
a
everyone
lot
can be
of
involved and
strikes.
have fun in. So wife
Nice.
helped me come up with the name, and it's going to be Familyhood Issues.
Top 10 familyhood issues.
Yep, top 10
Interesting.
familyhood issues. Now I kind of have it as a two-part thing
Okay.
to focus on the couples and then also focus on parenting.
Nice.
Okay.
Did you say family hood?
Family hood.
Is that a word?
Familyhood.
We made it.
Yeah, she invented it. That's why I gave her all the credit for it.
Congratulations.
Yep.
That's awesome.
She's birthed children and now a word. It's awesome.
3 children.
Yes, 3.
She's super mom.
yeah.
Family hood. I'm going to use it.
So I will kick it off here with number 10,
Number
Yes.
10.
food within the family. So what I mean by that is dining out or eating in, picking out restaurants, things like that with your significant other. Now, with me and her, one of the biggest issues we have on a nightly basis, especially with both of us being working parents, is trying to make sure that we either have some sort of meal idea planned or planning it out or what we're going to do for dinner. The worst thing that I hate her doing with me is I go, baby, what do you want for dinner?
I don't know.
I don't care.
I don't care. Whatever you want.
Exactly.
And then what normally happens after that? You pick a spot.
I'm going to guess. You throw out 4, 5, 6 suggestions of what you want, and then every suggestion gets
No.
shot down.
That's gross. No, that's bad.
I don't want that. No.
That's
Really
not
sound- that
healthy.
doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
You
And,
essentially,
and then normally, what is your next response?
well, what do you want?
I'll just-
Whatever you want.
I'll just eat peanut butter and jelly.
No, like what do you want? Oh no, well, just pick a place. We'll go there. Okay, so you
Yep.
name 4 new places.
You're basically just
No.
guessing until you guess the one that she wants.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, and then you start going
So
down the
guess
line
better.
like. Well, then you start going down the line.
Thank
What do you
you.
feel like eating? Do you want a burger? Do you want to go out to a restaurant? Do you just want to pick something up?
I'm not
and
really in the mood for anything.
yeah, it's like it drives me absolutely crazy. Am I the only one that has to deal with that?
No. This
Okay.
is a
No.
very common issue for men. And to be fair, some women too, but mostly, let's
Well,
be honest,
just pick
mostly
better.
men. Why don't
I
you
go
just
down
tell
the
the guys?
entire
'Cause I
list
don't
of
know.
Altamont restaurants. I live in the Altamont Springs area. The entire list. I literally pull up restaurants in Altamont. And I go down the list until like all I'm pulling up is Dunkin' Donuts and like Krispy Kreme. Like that's the bottom 2 thing on there. And I'm like, which one do you want? Oh, is there anything else? We've eaten at all these places. Yes, we live in the area. These are the places we eat at. Like it's like, come on.
I
But
do.
if you're the cook, then just make something.
I don't cook though. You
No,
know
but we're
that.
talking about
does. He
yes,
does.
yes,
He
and I do cook, and I do cook. But the thing is like when we want to eat out, when we decide, hey, let's go eat out. All right, cool. What do you want? It's always that
So
issue.
don't ask. Just bring it home.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, but that's just inviting us to get in trouble. I don't want
It's a
trouble. I
double-edged
don't want to
sword.
be in trouble.
Double-edged
I,
sword.
I live to make you happy.
Jay is
That's it.
spot on with that. That's a very
Look,
dangerous thing.
I'm pretty sure this shit
If
is a
you
game
know
too.
if you know what they like, then you're good. If
No,
it's
yeah, see,
Subway,
that-
you
and
know
that's
it's
exactly it.
sandwich. If it's McDonald's, you know what you like. If it's Taco Bell, you know what she always orders.
Yes.
Get
no,
it.
Look, I know what she liked last week. I don't know what she likes today.
Yeah,
The same
no.
thing.
I pick the same thing
Thank
every
you.
time.
Well,
Every
see,
time.
the other problem with this is my memory is horrible. I remember the restaurants Andrea wants to eat at, but I will never remember the details of the meal that she wants to eat.
Yep.
So I'll name.
Turkey.
So in our situation
Sandwich.
like this, I will name the last restaurants that she agreed to go with me to as my first choices.
Well,
But it never works that way.
And also
anyway.
the problem too is it's not just like, okay, she likes going to Taco Bell and getting a number 5 or going to Wendy's and getting a number 2. No, there's specifics to the order that have to
Wendy's
be
number
done.
Yeah, like a bean burrito with no onions, extra red sauce,
Yeah,
and extra
see,
cheese.
that's the problem.
Yum.
Like if you just picked a number and I can get you that number because I go to Taco Bell, let me just get whatever box you got.
But when
Let me
I
get a
go
number
to
7
Taco
steak
Bell,
with
I
a
will
sweet
order
tea and a
yours.
soft taco.
Right? That's it. Like,
I order
bam, same
his
thing.
specific though. I order his everything specific, and I know exactly how he wants it every time.
See, what it is, I think it's a game. I think it's women sitting in the passenger seat of the car saying, I'm wearing my high heels. I'm wearing my good underwear. I'm wearing my black dress.
Why am I
Let's
wearing
see if
underwear?
he catches the hint.
Thank you.
Hey, baby, let's go eat. Where do you want to eat? Wherever you want. And she's just waiting to see if you're that in tune.
you
It's
know
sick
me.
and it's disturbing.
Yep.
And I'm not okay with it anymore.
I like
awesome.
it.
I don't like it either.
That's true.
Like, I just
But
want to
now
see
that
how
you
much
say
how well
that,
he knows
now
me.
I want him to know me.
Yes.
Now I'm going for that.
Now,
I wasn't thinking it before.
See, I'm just happy with my girlfriend. It's, hey, baby, what are you in the mood for? Something cheesy? Yep, let's go.
Yep, let's do it.
That sounds
Down.
amazing. Can I be in your
Yeah,
relationship
where's
with you guys?
this cheesy? Yeah, right.
Tack wants to be your three-way.
I call false advertisement on that one. Next.
So let me ask you this though. There's kind of a little 2-part one here. Now, who does the grocery shopping here between all you guys?
Andrea for sure
Oh,
out of
she
our
does.
relationship. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of
I
the
do.
grocery shopping with us
Tack
because
does for his. Yeah.
For me.
For him.
I mean, I'm the primary cook in the house, so I go and get what I know that I can cook really well and what I want to
That's
make.
good.
So generally, obviously we budget, kids, everything like that, we budget. So I'll be like, all right, baby, how much can I spend at the grocery store this week? She'll be like, 120 or 140 bucks. I'll normally go a little bit over it, but I generally keep it pretty close.
Sure.
Makes sense.
There's like once every 6 months that she's like, you know what? I'm going to go do some grocery shopping for us.
Uh-oh.
I'm like, all right, baby, you have at it. You go enjoy yourself. She comes home and like there's a U-Haul following behind her with the extra groceries. And she gets out and she starts bringing everything in. And I'm seeing sauces with like weird names I've never even heard of. I'm seeing jars of produce. I'm seeing stuff like that never eaten in my life.
What the
that she's
fuck is
bringing in.
arugula jelly?
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, oh, I've heard it's good for you. We're just gonna try it. Okay. So, well, how much did you spend? $438. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, are you serious right now? Like, I get a limit of 120 to 140 that I pretty well close follow. But you blow me out the
Wait,
water. You spend our
But
month's
Adam goes to
budget.
the
But
convenience
how
store to buy a
many
snack.
times do I go to the store a year?
It's how many times I let you go to the
That's
store a year
That's
after that.
exactly right. Thank you.
Adam goes to the convenience store to get a snack and it's $100. I go to Aldi's and spend $100 and we have dinner for 2 weeks.
You see, I
That's
don't
true.
like
That's true.
grocery shopping,
I
so it's
hate it.
my ploy to not
hate
have
it
to
too.
go
You are
grocery
smart.
See, my whole idea is I'm
You are
going,
so
what's buy
smart.
one, get one free?
Should
What's
do
half off? What am I getting extra points on my Winn-Dixie credit card here? Like, what am I getting here back
Those are
from buying
gone
this
now.
stuff?
No more.
No, you can still get points. They still have another
it's
system.
not a gas though.
No, there is. It still
there
is a gas.
It's just not a shell anymore.
It's just not Shell.
It's not worth it for me to drive to Port St. John to go to Winn-Dixie.
But you also get money off from your purchases there now
I still
too.
save
with the
more
card,
at
so.
Aldi's.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Go
All right.
Aldi's and
Hey, Winn-Dixie is literally a cut through another
Totally
neighborhood, and I'm
saying
right there.
So Andrea found Aldi's, and
I'm giving
I
them the
never,
credit.
I have never tried Aldi's until I met Andrea and started dating her. And this is not a plug for Aldi's by any stretch of the
it
imagination.
is a plug for Aldi's. I love Aldi's. They went.
However,
Do I ring the bell? Do I not ring the bell?
ring
I don't
the
know.
bell. Ring the bell for Aldi's. It took me forever to actually go in there because I was afraid it would be crusty, nasty food that
it's
was disgusting.
it's ridiculously good food, ridiculous prices.
Most
She's
of it's organic.
It's like half the price you're going to spend at Publix. No offense to Publix,
Yeah.
because I love them, but yeah, it's
No,
it's all,
it is an offense to public.
Oh, you ain't getting
No,
that.
I don't
You ain't
know.
getting that boar's head sub dough from.
No.
from
No,
Aldi's.
you're
You just
getting-
got to do all your own work and bag your own groceries and pay for your.
I actually
cart.
went to Aldi's for the first time the other day.
You did it? I'm
I
so
did it
proud.
because you
Do that.
suggested it as well as a friend of mine, and so
And how did that $40 take you in all
Tack got robbed in the parking lot.
You did
didn't
pretty
even make it
good.
inside.
He
I
didn't.
got fucking
He
robbed.
didn't get his money back from the cart that he
I
had
did
to
get
put
my
it into to
quarterback.
get.
I got the quarterback.
Got your
so
quarterback.
that
But
was important.
did not $40 take you far in
but
Aldi's?
I did not get my dignity back, which is
In Aldi's? What?
because I got mugged in the parking lot. No,
He
I
got
didn't
robbed.
really.
Oh.
I
Next
didn't
time
really.
you come with me, I'll stick up for you.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, she's
Okay,
gonna wear the
good.
tiara and come whoop some ass. That's what
That's
she's
right.
gonna do.
They don't mess with me when I have this tiara on my head.
All right. Oh, we just hijacked the show. Sorry.
No worries, guys. No worries. So I got number 9.
Number
Number
9.
nine.
So timelines in a relationship. Timelines meaning kind of like your perception of the time in between doing different things or
okay.
like different ideas. So like, you know, wife will go out for a little bit. Like I'm going to be gone for a little while. I'll be right back. And like 3 hours later, I'm like, oh my God, you've been gone for 3 hours. She's like, I've been gone for 20 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah,
You know,
that's true.
Everyone has their own different perspective on each thing. Like, oh, you know, I'm just going to go play the Xbox for a little bit, or I'm just going to go hang out with my buddies for a couple hours. It is 2:00 in the morning. You're coming up, baby. I left it. Oh yeah, no, you're probably right. So like just being able to keep track of time and the overall general knowledge of time that you have when you're trying to project something. Like we get into this conversation all the time. Like, you know, she'll tell me to do something. I'm like, she's like, I told you like 2 hours ago to do something. I'm like, I've been watching this show for 10 minutes. Like, what the hell you mean 2 hours ago?
It was 2 hours ago, wasn't it?
It was 2 hours ago.
See?
I didn't say I was on the 3rd episode of that show, but yeah, I mean, I was only 10 minutes into that episode.
No, I know some women that they'll be like, oh, I'll be back in a little bit. You call them. I've only been gone for 20 minutes, all right? Just long enough to shop for a new blouse. And then I went, they had a shoe sale, so I stopped over there
Wait.
for a minute. Then I did my nails. I watched a movie. I had dinner. I met up with Erica. It's only been like 20 minutes.
That is 20 minutes.
That is no.
20 minutes in each
women's
section.
time.
Women
So,
time.
yeah.
I mean, whose time are you talking on?
Yeah,
Because there is no other time besides
Human
women
time.
Jay, I got a question
No,
for you.
there's no human time.
When I lived in Colombia, there was something called the Colombian 15 minutes. A Colombian 15 minutes is really an hour, and Americans down there just had to understand that. When you ask a Colombian, no offense, no, this is not racism towards Colombians.
Oh, no, I
national-
totally own that.
But
No,
that-
we're late for everything.
There's a lot of Colombian references, though, aren't there? Like Colombian time, Colombian 15 minutes, Colombian
If
necktie.
they say 15 minutes an hour,
Yes,
I
they're like,
love
wait a
it
minute.
too.
Yeah, no, and that's down in Miami, we call it Cuban people time too. No, it's like,
okay.
I'll be there in 15 minutes. You haven't even taken a shower.
Is it the general
You're still at
Latin
home.
influence,
Yeah,
or
what's
is it?
time? Listen, we're gonna meet
You
up.
know-
We're gonna
Alright.
dance. We're gonna drink some wine.
You know what we call that in the States? We call that women time.
Oh, you know what the funny part is, though? Is that
but down
Adam
there, everybody's
takes
on the same time.
longer to get ready than me. So
No, it's just
when we're
she says
getting
I
ready
take
to
longer.
go something, it's Adam's time.
Now,
'Cause
listen.
I'll be ready to go, and I'm sitting here like passing
Let's-
out because I'm bored.
Adam,
Adam,
are
are you the
potty.
woman in the relationship?
Let's
Adam?
be honest. There's one thing that I do in the bathroom that takes forever,
Yeah.
and that's taking a shit. I take my time doing that. Everything else takes me 10 minutes.
Look, you got
Everything
kids just
else.
like
But
me.
that
That's my
happens 10
sanctuary.
times a
Because
day.
no one is going to step in there with what I'm doing in there, and that's going to give me time to
But
check
when
my
you do that
Facebook,
10
all that.
times a day,
Thank you. It gets a little
Really?
ridiculous.
that's too many.
That
like
sounds
an
like
hour at a time.
I love the show. This is a misogyny
If a
show.
woman
I love
went-
it.
Not
into
like
the
we have any
bathroom.
control over it.
If we went into the bathroom and spent half an hour 10 times a day, you guys would be freaking out. Like, the
No.
wife would
I'd be wondering why I was so quiet in my house.
Yeah, no, we'd be freaking out until we realized we were in the bathroom.
We
Like,
would be waking up
I
from
get
our
it. I
naps.
understand.
No, see,
you
I
would
love it.
you would freak out. You do freak out. We would just be like, oh my God, where is she? Oh, she's taking a shit. Well, that's disturbing on a
Girls
whole
don't
list of other
poop.
reasons, but I'm all right. At least I know she's alive.
Yep, you're good.
I've
You
been
good?
with Andrea for
It's
a
a
year and a
waste
half.
of-
Need a roll of
life.
toilet paper? You got enough in there? You good? All right.
I have a square to spare.
There are
We're
so
good.
many better places to be in life than the bathroom. Just saying.
I don't know.
I
Problem-
disagree
Oh.
with that. I disagree with
Yeah,
that.
and the problem is we're not allowed to go to
Sad
some of
life.
those, so it's okay.
You guys are miserable, sad guys. You agree, bud?
All right, so number 8.
Ocho.
Number eight.
And I'm only bringing this one up because I had the issue on my way here today. Driving.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
You had a driving issue?
Hate
Women
driving.
versus men driving. Now, and this can actually kind of go both ways. It's more, I think, based on your temperament.
Sure.
So my thing is like you get somebody who cuts you off, you get somebody who drives up on you, who beeps their horn at you, or somebody who's driving slow in front of you. There's really nothing I can do in regards to that person with whatever attitude they are. So I'm not screaming, I'm not freaking out. I might mumble under my breath a little bit like, you know, fucking douchebag or whatever it is, and then continue on my way just to get to my destination. Now, my wife, on the other hand,
You're the dangerous one.
oh my God.
Just a little bit.
She turns beet red, starts so we had a guy, we were merging onto a road. He's laying on his horn at her. And instead of her focusing trying to get onto the road, she's got her foot on the brake, hand on the horn, finger up behind, shouting at this guy. But what I'm saying though is, and I didn't agree with what he was doing and why he was doing it. But the overreaction, I'm like, he can't hear you, but my eardrums are blown out at this fucking point in time.
Here's the problem. He's going to get out of that car and beat your ass.
How many
Not hers.
I have told her this time and time again. I'm like, you're going to do it to the wrong person. And who's the one that's got to get out the car?
And then they're going
The
to
guy,
shoot you.
Me. I will get out and I will defend myself.
No, you can't.
No,
if you got your man in the car, that's an insult to him. You can't.
Yes.
you can't go out.
Like, that's what I tell you. There's no way.
For
Fuck
yelling at
that.
people
I'm looking
in
at her
my
like,
car.
bitch, you did it. Get out.
Look, if it's a female that hops out, then I'm pulling up my phone and recording the fucking thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm like, I'm going to get some hits. And so are they.
I work in Koko and I drive through Koko too much, and I yell at him for yelling at people in their cars for doing something bad because they'll see my car and they'll come shoot me later. You just mind your own business and drive.
I've been shot at before because of
I'm
that.
not even messing
Oh,
with
sorry
that.
about that, dude.
It was in
Not
Puerto
messing.
Rico. I wasn't the one yelling at
Puerto
the drivers
Rico,
though.
Koko, it's same thing.
And then what gets me is on the drive over here, she enjoyed some mimosa, so she had me drive a little bit. We're coming up to a red light, and I'm not stopping right away for her, so I stop, and she's like, you better not damage my car. I'm thinking, what the fuck is this person going to do who you're yelling and cussing at when you get 3 bullet holes in the back of your car? What kind of damage are you talking about there?
But that's
Yeah.
on me. That's my fault.
I grew up in Miami, which is the home of the road rage. As soon as someone cuts you off, you learn 3 languages. You're cursing in English, Spanish, and Creole because you never know if they're Haitian. And it's cool because Lorraine definitely has the easier temperament out of the two of us. And when she drives, the Miami in her comes out, and she is never so sexy as when she is yelling at some old bat for cutting her off.
Really? I see Lorraine. I see Lorraine driving just like completely fucking mellow. Nothing's gonna fuck up her. I see her as Matthew McConaughey of women behind the wheel.
She is until some old bat cuts her off.
Lady.
Then, makes a right turn with a left blinker on. You know what I mean? And then she just straight Hialeah. Oh, I love it. Oh, my nipples get hard. I got a chub thinking about it now.
She goes straight Kill Bill on him.
Yeah. Oh no, she just starts yelling at him in Spanish, and I'm like, oh,
Jay's got a boner. We
I do.
We need to
all
cover that
all
up.
I do if someone's
It's
pissing
nice.
me off is get out my jar of glitter and start blowing it at their car.
Blowing what?
Right away.
blowing glitter.
Who's glitter? Who's glitter?
That's my nickname.
Oh, okay.
Once the glitter
Is that how you finish the happy ending with a little glitter on top?
Of course, everything.
I left my mark.
That sounds adorable. Oh my god.
Straight look in my bedroom when she finishes, it is straight up fucking Broadway style. Glitter everywhere.
Just as
That
long
is
as you never
fantastic.
walk out of the room, your kids are like, Dad, why do you got glitter all over your face?
You'll understand one day. Son.
But when you're driving, they piss you off. You just go a little ahead of them, open the window, all over glitter, all over their windshield. They can't see shit. Fuck you, Sparkles.
Plus, who gets mad at glitter, right?
Now I know if for whatever
Nobody. It's impossible.
I'll be honest. If I'm driving behind somebody and they glitter my windshield, I'll be like, that was the most innovative thing I've ever seen. I'm gonna let
I'm
them
gonna
get
say
away
that's
with it.
fucking adorable, and I would
windshield-
and then turn the wipers on.
But my wipers don't even work. It just makes it worse.
like
Well, don't spray it.
my younger days, I had road rage issues with people and shit. Like I would pull up next to them, their window would be down, and they'd be yelling at me. I'd have a whole bunch of change sitting in my little cup holder right there. Grab a handful of pennies. Like
there may be nothing better than a handful of pennies at 75 miles an hour on I-95.
You just sing
That's
the
fun.
Spice Girls. If they pull up, start yelling at you, roll their window down, they're yelling at you. You just roll your window down and
When
start
are we
singing
gonna
the
see the Spice Girls
as loud as you
Oh,
can.
singing.
Tack
Works every
Tack
time.
knows the Spice Girls. Go ahead, go.
If you want
Wanna
to be my lover, you gotta get with my friends.
Yeah, I don't know the song very
Keep
well.
going. No, you know it. Come on.
Forever. Friendship never
I'm not
I don't know
comfortable.
it. I don't know it that well.
I'm not
It
comfortable
works
with
every
anything
time.
anymore.
They can't get mad if you're singing.
Especially
Spice
also
Girls.
if you get out and you do like one of those dances from West Side Story.
Everyone gets out, runs around the car. If you want to be my lover,
It's a
you
down
gotta have
snap.
Mentos.
Yeah, and everyone's kind of half leaning. You got the jacket open.
I always make fun of Puerto Ricans. That's why Puerto Rican boxers have a hard time fighting. They can't snap through the gloves.
Road rage on. Everyone on the
They have a hard time getting to the switchblade they have shoved in that thing.
Raise it, buzz it, easy does it.
I don't even know where Spice
Andrew,
Girls
you're supposed to be
came from.
singing.
Tack.
Number 7.
Number
Seven.
7.
Seven.
Biggest thing, one of the biggest things I think with all couples, and whether it's a new couple or even as you get into a relationship a little bit longer with somebody, is money spent.
Oh, yes.
So the
That's
different
number
idea, and
one.
obviously you have your main stuff you're spending money on, your bills, the kids, what they need, groceries, the few extra little things that everyone enjoys, cell phones, cars,
Lube.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Lube.
I mean, yeah, if it's together, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
so, but in reference to things that you enjoy, things that you want to do
Lube.
extracurricular, for instance, fantasy football draft,
Oh, good call.
or hair and
Vibrators.
nails and makeup and everything like
No,
that.
that's all free. I work at a salon.
Well, that's you. My
Yo.
wife does it, but maybe if she becomes really good
Batteries.
friends with you, maybe it will become.
I already
free.
gave her my card. I
No,
have
no,
it.
no. It's
Damn.
free.
Here's my business card
Hey,
for my
Matt.
friendship.
I hate to tell you this, you're about to lose a lot of money.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Andrea
I'm
knows
sure.
what she's good at what she does.
But
I
She
don't
comes
charge
across
too
being
much.
charming and draws you in. Yeah.
So-
Look out.
So women spending money on vibrators is what we're talking about, though, right?
Did you what?
Well,
Alabama?
let him get to the end, and maybe we'll find
I
out.
know.
Is it Alabama that vibrators are illegal, Jay?
I believe so.
Alabama.
Yeah.
So, for instance, I mean, you got the hair and makeup. So she takes my daughter out, and they go, and I don't mind them doing it and doing the pampering and stuff like that. I look at the receipt, I look at the bank statement, and obviously you leave a tip and stuff like that, so you never see the tip. So it's like $100 between the two of them. I'm like,
What?
oh.
That's cheap as hell.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
I'm like, no, but
You
let-
lost, Matt. You
No,
lost.
no, no,
Thank you.
but let me
That'd
get to
be
my reference
awesome.
point on the
Thank
story.
you. What
So
a
like 3 days later, I look at it again. All of a sudden, it's $140. So she tipped him like $40. So I'm like, what the fuck are you tipping somebody $40
So
for?
she got a
You
happy
got.
ending.
I was gonna say she had to get the damn happy end, but she was with my 12-year-old daughter. So I really hope she didn't take advantage of that one.
Well,
But
she left her out.
but so like a couple days later, I play games on my phone. Like I have little games that keep me entertained because my kids pretty much have taken over my TV for the most part. So there's a game that I play on my phone that I put a little bit of money in from time to time. So I put like 15.
What is it? What do you play?
It's Lord's Mobile.
Lord's Mobile. Okay.
He's into the birds.
So
I like
also-
Angry
Good
Birds
job.
Evolution.
I play like Clash of Clans, a few other things.
Yeah, I
So-
play that too. Yep.
Yeah, he's
Um,
Birdman. This guy.
Lately I am. Yeah.
So I put $15 into this, and later that night I get spent $15 on your game again, huh? I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like when I go get a haircut, it's $15, and I do that once every like 3 months. Like I am well overdue for a haircut right now. Like you go and get your eyebrows plucked and some nails done, and it's $140 later. But I spent
That's
$15 on a
maintenance.
game.
Thank
That's
you.
not a game.
No,
That's
so
upkeep.
so the
That's
way
for you.
no, so the way I learned to win this one is when that happens. I said you just spent $140 on a haircut. I spent $15 on mine, so I still have another $125 to blow before you get to be mad.
That's totally different.
Yeah, that don't
Nope.
work.
That-
That don't work at all.
That doesn't work at all.
Because I'll try to look at her and be like, I'm going to the casino tonight. I got
That'd be
$140 in my
fuck
pocket.
you,
She's like,
bitch.
I'm going to change the fucking locks by the time you get
Yeah, I
home.
was gonna say, don't even come home. Then
I'm like, and I try to rationalize it because I like to play some poker and stuff like that. I try to
Sure.
rationalize it like mine is technically an investment where I have a chance to come home with more money versus yours that you're not getting back within like a month or two. You're going to need to go get
she's
eyebrows plucked
getting her hair
again.
plucked for you to look good for you.
I ain't never
so
complained
you don't
about
have
it.
Some hairy one because she hasn't been a hairy woman.
There is
Thank
there
you.
is only 3 areas I need her to shave.
Yeah, and if she didn't go get that
Feet,
done,
let me
you'd
guess.
be
Feet,
complaining.
hands, and back.
Exactly.
That's what I tell Andrea to do.
Yeah. I just say as long as she
Okay.
touches the mustache.
We don't
we're
need
good.
to know what women do. You just pay the bill and enjoy what you get out of it.
But I have
Yeah,
a right
no.
Oh
hand.
my goodness. Yeah.
Do you want a hairy woman?
I don't.
Enough said. Enough said.
Tack. Just take out the word hairy for you.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
It
Sorry, that was
costs-
a. I feel
it
bad.
costs
That was
money
a low
to
blow.
look
I'm sorry.
Beggars can be
beautiful and
choosers. I
fun.
get it, Adam. I get it.
I apologize. I feel like a dick for that comment.
It's
Sorry.
all good.
My
It's all
bad.
good.
Helen
And
Keller, you want to hear some more
We
jokes?
do that
one
for
more.
you guys, though. I mean,
You don't do it for me.
Do you think we're waxing for ourselves?
Yeah. Sometimes, yes, girls do maintenance for themselves for other women. There's no. We've talked about this on
Yeah.
our
I
other
don't know
show.
about waxing their.
I don't wax
Who's
my
for-
vagina for another girl.
No, but the wavy eyebrows are not for any man you've ever met.
That's
Please
true.
don't ever.
How about
even-
nails?
Do
No.
you know that?
How about fingernails or toenails? Pedicures and manicures. No guy that I
Don't
know
care.
of, maybe except for Tach, cares about
No,
manicures
why?
and pedicures.
What?
Yes,
no,
you
I don't
do.
give a shit.
I
You don't
heard it
care?
on this
I have never
podcast.
once
No.
given a shit about a French tip manicure with a
I will
diamond
never
stud in it.
notice
Nope.
He knows the
You're
names,
just
though.
doing that to impress your other bitch friends. Like,
Yeah.
that's all it is. Like,
When we feel good,
You
we
get
show it.
okay, well,
Yes.
when we get to
Still
play a
waiting for you to show it. That
$15
was 2
game
weeks
on a
ago.
phone
That's
and
on
feel
you.
good,
no, you
That's
don't
on you.
show it at all. You don't show it. Like we don't get.
we're less stressed.
appreciation.
We're distracted more. You can get more done because we're not paying
It's
attention.
how I
You're
relax.
distracted more because you're busy on your game and not
Which
paying
let-
attention to our manicure and our freshly waxed body.
Because it's not for us. It's for your friend.
I would
it's
never.
for you.
I would never look at your manicure or pedicure unless you said, "Hey, look at this."
I've had a woman literally cut 8 inches off her hair one day, and I did not notice.
Yeah, they never do. It sucks. You guys just pretend you notice.
Isn't it the worst thing though, where you know that when you know that, or well, not you wouldn't know, but that they go out and they get their hair done or something like that. You come home and they're just like walking around, and for some reason it's kind of having that little tick on your shoulder. 'cause
You
they're
know
right there
something
the entire
happened.
time.
Yep. You gotta-
Something is going on, and you're like,
Wait.
did I forget something? What day of the? Is it my anniversary? Is it her birthday? What the fuck am I forgetting
that's
right now?
and that's always when we stop in the doorway and kind of perk up, like,
Oh shit!
you look pretty.
Yeah. Do you notice
Nailed
something
it.
different? New pants.
Look, the
No,
easy one.
yes,
easy-
baby, it looks good.
Yep, there you go.
the easy way to get out of that is either you did something different with your hair, it looks good, or you've lost weight. It's those two things are always sure.
Are you saying I was
Not
fat
if-
before you pig?
Thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you.
There's no way you went from that one.
I didn't
No.
touch my hair, nor
You
did
can't touch
I
weight even on a
gained
compliment.
5 pounds.
The only way you can touch weight for a compliment is if they have been trying and you know they're trying. That's the only way you can say anything. Oh, you're looking better. You're looking good.
Yeah.
You can't say you're looking
don't even
better.
Never say better.
You can never say better. But
Good.
you're looking good. Oh, baby, I see you've been working really hard. I see that it's working. So good job.
you look
Complimenting
good
like
today.
that.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm stressed out. This seems like a lot of work,
It is
and
a
I'm
lot
glad
of
I'm
work.
single.
It is a lot of
I'm
work.
glad I'm single, and this sounds very stressful. And I
It
don't want
is.
to be. a
Women
part
are
of-
hard,
Women are. Maybe that's why I'm single.
but it makes the men hard for what we do. So
Oh, I see what you
It's
did
worth
there.
it.
Makes the
Yeah.
men hard. I got
get
it. I got it.
Unless you got naked ladies drawn on your fingertips, I really don't care. I'm just being honest. Like
That's
if
true.
it makes you feel good though, and as long as you stop giving me shit about the stuff that I spend money on a little bit from time to
Oh,
time.
is
Wait,
that true
I'm
for
alright.
you too?
Wait, are we in
Matt?
a session
Wait,
right now?
You
I was
say
gonna
it
say,
matter?
Matt,
Because
did
I'm
we
gonna
just-
go get a pixie cup. What do you think
Well,
of
hang,
that?
hang on. Did we just turn a podcast into a personal session between you
Say
and
I,
the
so.
girl?
I think he just did.
Is that what this is?
I
No.
think so.
You guys go ahead. Work it out between yourselves. We're going to record it and capitalize
How
on it.
does
There you go.
how does that make you feel, JoJo?
As long as he starts earning more,
Mhm.
then I won't give him shit about what he spends.
Okay, and so
6.
how does that? How does
Is it
that
time
make
for that
you
yet?
feel? That she's? Do you feel like maybe you could earn more?
Holy shit, Dr.
Oh,
Phil. What
Jesus.
the fuck?
Look, if she
Don't
really,
listen to me.
if she really wants to get into it, I have a $30,000 area right now that I have a credit on.
There you go.
Area?
Always some of that.
Area? Like a...
You don't have to notice my hair.
Like
Square
a
footage?
like a vehicle purchase.
Oh, okay. All right. All right.
Nice.
I sense a little
I
bit
still don't know
of
what he's talking about.
I don't
jealousy.
either.
Okay.
It just
Adam,
sounds like
have
he's got
you
money,
noticed
and I
any
don't.
of the
so
haircuts I've gotten in the
I'm
last year?
jealous.
I know when
Oh
you
no, my
curl
bank
your
account's
hair.
pretty.
No, I
it's
said,
a
have you
payment
noticed
thing.
when my
I'm
hair
broke,
gets cut?
so
in
I
the last
can't even
year?
afford to buy a
No.
car. So
Yeah, I already know when my
No,
hair
but
gets
listen,
cut, you
that's
won't
unfair.
notice.
Using me as an example is poor because I notice things less than I think the average guy would. I don't notice things that often because I'm not that observant. I'm just not that
No,
kind
no,
of guy.
all guys, buddy.
Yeah.
All
Is it-
guys.
no.
wait,
All
wait,
of
I
them.
missed
I
it.
don't. Maybe not Tach,
Yeah.
though.
That's why I said I
So
missed
we're
it.
two guys
Because
out
I'm
there.
usually
The single
Right.
the single man is more observant because he's looking to get attached.
He's
to
looking.
something.
He's looking for that woman that's presenting.
So just a hint to all guys, just be more observant. You will get so many good suck up points.
Did you just refer
do
to me
it.
as being the observant single guy? Because I
No.
totally I didn't even hear that conversation.
all guys,
So-
all single men are though, is because generally when you're out, you're more observant on things because you're on the market. You're able to find something
Right.
else. For guys who are more attached, the observant kind of falls away a little bit, and it is a fault of ours because we have something already. So now that we sometimes we just don't kiss enough ass in regards to what we have. So
Kissing
Is this a
ass,
Guyary
did you-
question? What the fuck?
It feels like it, doesn't it?
When did this turn
I'll
into a
just
different
say
segment?
kissing
All right, number
ass
6.
won't
Number
get you everything.
6.
Wait, I just wanted to say my 1 point.
Say
Still on number 7.
Go ahead, Andrea.
Finish your
Kissing
point.
ass won't get you everything you want, but
Get
it
you a
will
lot.
Definitely help
Yeah, see?
All right, now say number 6.
a lot.
Now say number.
Number 6.
There we go.
All right. Activities, couples activities, things you go out and do, things that you kind of prefer to do.
Swingers
Sex.
clubs.
Yeah.
Swingers
Oh,
clubs.
you guys are
No.
a match.
Activities
No.
outside of the bedroom. So things that
That is
we-
outside the bedroom.
Yeah, you're not
No.
Yeah, I
narrowing
thought so.
that
Yeah,
down
no,
with these two.
No strip clubs.
things
no
that don't involve intercourse.
Oh, what's that?
Oh, they don't leave the fucking house. Then.
Or looking at people having intercourse.
That means work, right? That's-
Well, I'm talking about maybe going to sporting events for like guys, wanting to go see a football game, baseball game, maybe going to play sports with their friends.
Shopping.
Wait, hang
Yeah,
on, Matt.
sports.
We got to clarify something. Tack.
What?
These what Matt's explaining here are activities that you go and watch men usually competing versus other men from different parts of the United
Why
States
is it just men?
in different ball sports.
Because,
We don't watch
because, the,
football.
because the WNBA is a joke and a bad one. That's why it's always men.
Fuck you guys. You wouldn't be here without us women.
No, we
Sure.
don't deny that, but
Yeah.
we just don't want to watch.
You
play
also wouldn't be
sports.
here without us.
Yeah.
It goes two ways.
There's a couple of
We
female
might.
golfers I like to watch. Just saying.
Yeah,
Tennis.
but wait,
I was
do
third
you
on the
watch
golf
them because of their golfing ability, or
Sure.
do you watch them
Sure.
because they're wearing tight pants?
And that's why Maria Sharapova's famous. Yeah.
That's tennis. However, we should have just let him burn on that. As soon as he said that statement, it should have been nothing but silence. in
Isn't
here.
that what?
Tax the one that watches the women's professional bowling. Like, yeah, baby.
No, that's
Slip that
there's
wrist guard
nobody
off
attracted.
slow.
Jay, you're missing the point. He watches
Wipe
that
that
for.
nacho cheese off your shirt slowly. Yeah.
He watches
That
women,
mullet looks so good.
he watches women's bowling for the haircuts. He wants advice on
That
how
mullet.
haircuts are- yeah.
Football's more than just their asses.
What?
I don't know how to answer
Did we
that.
just reference bowling and asses?
Football and
Football.
asses.
Oh, football
Yeah.
and
Those
asses.
little
She
tight
said
pants.
football is more than asses. Yes.
Look,
yes.
I don't care if that's what you want to go. Why I get to go to a
Sure.
sports bar, eat some fucking wings, and watch a game.
If
and
it
that's
keeps
what
you
you're-
quiet for
yeah.
3 hours, I'm good.
Idiot.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't even look at the TV. This is boring. I don't even know what's going on. That's what is
All the women
that?
get scared whenever Tom Brady has a
What's-
torn glute. Oh no! Oh my god!
Why would you
Look at you! Your eyes went wide and everything. She's like, "Oh no!"
I feel so bad for Giselle.
Are they still together?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like I watch Say Yes to the Dress. I'm not that cheesy, but really, football is it
What are
really
we-
that entertaining to watch?
What are we still
Did
on?
you see that episode?
We're on like
with the-
activities.
oh,
so
okay.
just
so
kidding.
they,
I don't watch that.
you know, guys wanting to go like watch sports.
Yeah.
So like, there'll be times big games. It's like I could watch it sitting at my house, but I want to go out with a group of people. I want to go, to a public area, or at least I want to go to a friend's house that there's going to be other people at.
Yes.
Sure.
Because when it's difficult, like when you have a big game. So let's reference the McGregor Mayweather fight.
Sure. That was recent.
So nobody wants to sit around by themselves and just watch that fight in like a dark room in their house with just a TV on. Like it just
mostly
doesn't-
because it costs $100.
yeah, yes,
It costs
absolutely. It was
$100
$100
to watch the stupid
Just to watch
to order
fight?
it. Yes,
At home,
to pay-per-view.
To watch two men fighting?
Yeah.
Yes. Not even to men that are actually fighting. They're fake fighting.
Yeah.
Oh
fake
God
fighting.
bless America.
Fake fighting? What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah, that's old Don King's premise.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
So, but when you're doing a large sporting event like that, the best part about doing it is to be able to go out with friends, being able to talk, being able to hear the banter back and forth, and obviously getting together, food, everything like that. A lot of women, for the most part, don't like that. Now they'll go if there's other women around there and stuff like that, especially people that they know where they can go and interact with and talk. But if it's going to be like all your guy friends, like it's a hard thing for them to understand.
JoJo didn't know anyone today.
She
I
did not.
didn't.
She came in blinded. She didn't know what was going
Blindfolded?
on.
No.
For
She,
this
she
sport
came in
thing.
knowing that it was $10 bottomless mimosas. That's what she came in knowing. Okay.
That is
the
beside
thank you
point.
thank you Salty Fox for that.
Thank you guys.
That's beside the point.
So she came in on that preference going, I can be friends with anyone after about 4 of these. So like
Absolutely.
she's like good to go with that.
She didn't even have one before she was sitting down playing Cards Against Humanity.
That's
Because otherwise she was gonna have to stand by me at the bar watching me do a fantasy draft. So her
That's
options were kind of
boring.
limited. Exactly.
Yeah,
see?
I would actually probably have been doing both. Wait, we have a draft and Cards Against Humanity.
I have a little bit of headache right now from mimosas drafting fantasy
That's
football.
because you stopped drinking. You can't
granted.
stop.
Your draft
Well,
slowly
somebody-
reflected that in the later
Yeah,
rounds, by the way.
agreed. I'll agree with that. Yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, there's just a lot of different activities. Like, a lot of times, obviously, women are going to like to do different things than men like to do. And the big thing with this is really finding the give and take aspect of it. You know, being able to understand that they need time to do stuff, whether it's going out with their friends, leaving you with the kids. And I think all of us have kids here, right?
Yep.
So, or it's stuff doing something that, you know, they want. And then hopefully in return, the next time we want to do something where, you know,
No.
Yeah, thank you.
I didn't even have to say it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That doesn't work that way.
So, I mean, you live on hope, but otherwise,
You can live on hope.
What do
That's
guys
fine.
normally do
That's
when they
fair.
really want to do something?
Can't
What
live on
normally
minimum
happens?
wage.
Go to the bathroom.
No, I'm not.
That-
I'm
Because
saying,
it's a
like,
private area.
when you want to
That's
go
what you
out, when
get.
you want to go out and do something, your buddies are getting together. You know, the wifey's not all for it. What do you normally do?
spend too much
Podcast?
time in the bathroom. You get your time there. Start
Look,
less
she-
time in the bathroom.
She calls
go
me
with
out.
your
She
friends.
calls me out on the bullshit all the time. She's like, "You're just gonna keep nagging me. You're gonna piss me off until I finally say yes." So at this point, just go do it.
Go.
I don't care. Whatever. you want.
My
And-
go-to thing is podcasting.
No
That's what I-
blowjob for 2 weeks.
It's not
Just
wrong.
go.
That's true.
Look, and the worst thing that a woman can ever say to you is just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Do whatever
At
you
that
want.
point, you're just there
Happens
until the
every
lease on the
day.
apartment is up.
You're just straight fucked at that
Yeah,
point.
that means the investment in the interest of the relationship is gone. Yeah, agreed.
Do whatever.
I don't. So
Yeah,
I,
that is not an offer, sir. That is a challenge.
in my entire relationship with Andrea, I don't think that I've actually done many. Maybe I could count them on one hand. Guys' nights out. I don't really do things without her. Not to say I don't want to. It just with
He
the
drags
podcast
me along with him.
and with other things that I've done, I just haven't really had the guys only
Yeah.
type of events.
And I try to bring her out with a lot of things. And as much as I love her, I understand it. And she's actually gotten a lot really better about this because she used to be a really big introvert.
Well, I
She's
have
get-
social anxiety.
She has social anxiety as well. So,
Really, how are you doing a podcast? If
Mimosas.
Yes.
oh, mimosas. Yes.
well, Jack and Coke, right? Jack and Coke at this point. So she's slowly worked on it because she knows with me is I'm an extreme extrovert. I think I just said that right?
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and I have a ton of friends. I have people that I still grew up with, where I like to go out and do stuff with them, whether it's just hanging out, whether it's going out, whether it's going to play cards, things like that. And that's very important for me to maintain like who I am and be able to maintain, all right, cool. Gives me my little bit of time to go do stuff. And I would always invite her to come with me, hey, come out, let's go do it. And she never would. So with us, it was kind of a give and take where there's times where I go and do stuff and there's times when they're doing stuff that I really want to go do that it's like, you know what? No, I'll just stay home with you.
Agreed.
So that is my number 6 right there.
All right.
That takes us to a break.
Indeed.
Girls win.
What?
This was a competition?
Girls win.
No.
It's always a competition.
Yeah.
It's just,
Absolutely.
yes,
That's
yes. The answer is the easy answer is yes.
That's the
Just
correct
say
answer.
yes.
Yes, dear.
All right.
Yay.
Good job.
We are going to take a break in studio, listen to actually, I'm not sure if we're going to play DJ Gil Lugo this week or if we're going to play our new featured DJ Yusuf,
Oh, yeah,
here at a Brevard. He gave us a couple tracks to throw down for our listeners.
Or I could just sing you a little ditty.
Nice. Well, did
All
he?
right. So on that note,
little
Andrea is going to
P. Diddy.
sing us out into the break.
All right.
All right, guys. We'll be back after this.
Drop your P. Diddy.
Zippity doo dah, zippity.
Everybody take their headphones off. It's
My, oh
weird.
my, what a wonderful day.
You're in the mix with DJ Gil Lugo.
Hey, Tach, you ever have that conversation with your girl about where to eat dinner and it always turns into that back and forth? I don't know, you pick.
Yeah, every once in a while, yeah.
Yeah, well, I've got an answer for you next time that comes up.
Oh, yeah? We're at.
The Salty Fox in Melbourne off of Oak Alley Boulevard.
Oh, nice. I've actually been there, and the food was pretty awesome.
Hell yeah, it was. They offer a great selection of paninis, shareable appetizers, soups and salads, and one of the best desserts I've ever had, the Funky Monkey.
Oh, yeah. My favorite was the vintage options. They got this meal called ramen noodle on crack. You just got to try it out.
Done. That's definitely what I'm getting next time.
Put the fun between your legs at the Salty Fox every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. with the Oak Galley Arts District Bike Crawl.
It's a 4-mile bicycle ride down Pineapple Avenue with stops for food and beer all along the route. Be sure to visit the Salty Fox every Sunday for brunch from 11 to 4.
Hey, isn't that the $10 bottomless mimosas brunch?
Sure is. Enjoy your brunch while the Salty Fox's DJ spins throwbacks and top 40 hits.
Salty Fox is located in the downtown Eau Gallie Art District on Eau Gallie Boulevard.
Check them out on Facebook at facebook.com/saltyfoxmelbourne or online at thesaltyfox.net.
Hey listeners, be sure to mention you heard about the Salty Fox on our show and you'll get 10% off your meals.
Hey Koko, have you ever heard of oneKaway?
Well, it sounds like one of them groups that I hang out with every Thursday.
Gosh, no. It's out of Sanford, Florida. It's a podcast by these two guys. They have no clue what they're doing, but you know what? It sounds awesome.
They let black and ease like you into it?
Oh, so many things to address there. But no, if you go to Google, just type in 1Kaway. And if you go to Facebook, type in 1Kaway. You'll find it.
What the fuck is a Google?
Oh, my God.
Village Idiot Pub. You locals know about it. You guys from out of town have to check them out.
Village Idiot Pub is now a proud sponsor with Living Podcariously and the Twisted 10 podcasts.
It's more than just about commercials, though. The cast here will be taking our show on the road to Village Idiot to record some episodes as well as hold events. They have over 30 beers on tap, including ciders and Hefeweizen, my favorite, as well as hundreds of bottle choices.
Adam, you forgot my favorite, all the delicious wine. So get your friends together and enjoy the board games, puzzles, and the giant Jenga.
Let the owner, Jason, as well as the rest of the staff there, take excellent care of your beer drinking needs.
Mention either one of our shows to the staff and get 10% off your tab.
Tuesday is open mic, Wednesday is trivia, Thursday is karaoke, Friday and Saturday night are live music.
Visit them at 4 Harrison Street, Suite 103, Cocoa, Florida, or Village Idiot Pub on Facebook. And don't forget, they are a dog-friendly location, so bring your friends, family, and fur babies.
Hey, it's Adam. If you enjoy the hosts or the content of the Twisted 10, be sure to check out our other show. It's called Living Podcariously. While the Twisted 10 may get crass and explicit occasionally, it holds no water to Living Podcariously. We do get a little bit more rough and raw on that show. We have a lot of fun producing it and have had some awesome guests. And as always, thanks for listening. Welcome back to the Twisted 10 on that note.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, so this week we've got Matt Koko from oneKaway hosting the Twisted 10. We appreciate you coming over here.
Hey, I appreciate you having me, guys. It's been a blast.
And sincerely, thank you so much for coming out to my fantasy football league today and donating your $60. I do appreciate that. I really do.
It costs $60 to play?
It does.
It's a future investment.
The winner gets the money.
Look, first off, average it out over the 16 weeks that we play, and it's a very minimal investment.
Think how many groceries you could get at Aldi's with that.
I know,
Think of how many
right?
groceries I'm going to get when I win the 500 and...
Still won't pay for a haircut.
I can get my haircut, my nails done, and...
Tack, you would
Not
say
if you're
that.
my wife.
All right,
well,
so
she likes quality.
It's true.
I don't know what that means. Did you just insult me somehow there? All right, anyway, so do us a favor.
Just call me an asshole.
Repeat 10 through 6 if you don't mind. Give us the top 10 through 6, at least those titles.
All right, so they were... The whole title of the entire thing is Familyhood Issues. Number 10 was like food-related issues, going out, eating, things like that. You had timelines, about the skewed perception of timelines between a man and a woman. You had driving issues, which that is the lifelong battle between better drivers between men and women.
Absolutely.
Women are better, yeah.
Money spent, and just about spending on different things.
Women are better at spending our money too. I'll
Absolutely,
agree with that.
yes.
Yeah. Good job, Andrea. I agree with that.
And then activities, things that you guys enjoy that are different.
Cool. Which brings us to...
Number 5.
Single.
So as I told you in the beginning, I kind of switched it up as a 2-part thing. So what I'm kind of going on to now is parenting issues that couples have.
Ooh, I like that. Okay. We've got like a flip-flopped top 10 list here. I like it.
Yeah.
So I wanted to kind of interchange them all, and I couldn't really kind of fit them all in. So I was like, I want to address both. So let me do it both as kind of a duel. So number 5 is punishment.
Okay.
Yep.
I punish Andrea all the time. Let me tell you.
I saw the swing. I don't know.
Oh yeah. So we had an episode where we had Dabs K in here from Burn It Down podcast, and we kind of teased him. He was sitting over about where Tach's sitting, and I had somebody bring out our sex swing and put it in his lap, and he's just looking at this contraption of metal and swing parts, and he's like, "What the fuck am I looking?" Yeah, good story, bro.
No, that's not what happened. I came around with the sex swing. Somebody came around. Yeah,
I don't remember who it did.
And Dad, as soon as he heard the change, he's like, "That's a sex swing." He just looked down at the box. He's like, "That's a sex swing."
I know exactly what it is.
Yeah, the way you presented it, I thought you were giving it to him. You're like, and here you go.
Well, we were going to give him the opportunity. We were going to give him the opportunity to write it in studio with Andrea Joy, but he'd left. I don't know.
I never get that opportunity.
I wasn't getting on that.
Well, you didn't get it. Jay got the. Jay's already written on it 2 or 3
I'm
times.
a sweet, innocent princess. I
I'm a
don't
changed
know
man.
what you're talking about.
You and Adam have a good time.
Wait, we're on number 5.
What? Yes, number 5. So punishment, not about punishing your significant other, but about punishing your children. The different views, the different perspectives on what people have with, and a lot of it goes to how you were raised and how you were brought up and what you think proper punishments are.
Like getting beaten.
Well, spankings versus, other than punishment. So I grew up in a family that spankings were prevalent based on, what you did. There was other punishments in between, but different things, misbehave at school, talk back to your parents. You're gonna get your ass whooped a little bit. You're gonna get a spanking. And with the PC world that we've kind of come into nowadays, where if for some reason kids feel that they can call at the drop of a dime the police on you, gonna spank me? I'm calling cops. What?
Did everyone go to school where you still got spanked by the principal?
For sure.
Yeah, elementary,
I am not that old.
In high school.
I got spanked on my birthday. Apparently that's not a thing anywhere else.
Again, we're talking about kids, not what you do for not what one of your buddies bought you.
Okay, so I swear to God this happened. All right. Charles R. Hadley Elementary School, Miami, Florida. Look it up. Kindergarten through 5th grade. Anytime somebody had a birthday, teacher would call them up. Yeah,
well, I don't know about the teacher doing it.
You had a male teacher coming up and spanking you now?
No, female teachers. They would call you up to the front of the class. They would put you over the knee, and whatever age you were turning, that's how many spanks you got.
Right.
And then you got a pinch to grow an inch.
Right.
So you were basically
that's very common.
You were sexually assaulted.
Was your teacher cute at least? So when she pinched you, did you grow an inch?
Miss Arcain was atrocious.
Okay.
That's weird.
For a teacher to do that, yeah.
The teachers aren't even allowed to hug their students now.
Yeah, see, we got spanked and pinched on the ass. Like, that's what was going on.
That's weird.
I got jerked off in the back.
I want our listeners.
I got dry humped.
I want our listeners to let me know that I'm not the only fucking one that was sexually harassed by my teachers.
I got spanked.
No, you straight up were.
That's from another girl.
I didn't even get married like Kayla Turno. Like, I got Miss Della Torre.
I never got
You got
spanked.
7-year-old and just falling apart.
I never got spanked for a birthday. However, I got spanked for fucking up in class. So I'm 38. So I got a few years on you, Jay. Not too many. But I got beat by a fucking paddle by a principal. I got beat by a hand by a teacher, whooping my ass for fucking up in her class. So I got set straight. And I'll tell you what, the one thing, I respect my father for this. So my dad used to spank me too when I would fuck up in school, come home with bad grades, come home and, just be a little shithead
With
that
a
I was.
paddle?
No, he used his hand. No,
Belt?
no, never
No,
belt,
belt?
just his hand.
Oh, I got a belt.
Well, my father would never spank me if the school had already done it. He's like, oh, you got your punishment. You already got whooped by the school, so you go ahead, go do what you want to do.
We're bad.
Yeah, I wish the
I was
school
a bad
took
kid.
care of that because my
I
stepdad's
never
a big
got
Italian
the
guy.
paddle. Nice, sweet, innocent me.
My dad's a
I
good old
blamed
redneck
everyone
boy.
else.
So, I mean, the biggest difference that, you might have is one of the biggest differences between me and her is I believe that you spank kids when they need to be spanked.
That
Now,
teaches them to hit other kids.
Thank you.
I totally disagree because it didn't teach me. I wasn't in trouble at school for fighting all the time. Like, I think I got in one fight the entire time I was in school, and I didn't reference it to something because I would get spankings when I misbehaved. I knew that I didn't want to do anything bad in school because I knew that I was going to get my ass beat when I came home. Because taking nowadays away, and we've tried this with electronics being prevalent within any kid's life nowadays, from whether they're 3 or 4 years old with learning tablets and things like that, to cell phones. Like I have a 12 and a 13-year-old. They both have cell phones. We want to know where they're at and things like that. To laptops, to their computers and things like that. Taking that stuff away, yeah, it sometimes works, and it's worked at times. But now I got the teenagers in the house that are just like, yeah, okay, have it. Go ahead and take it.
I had to punish my son by making him go play outside.
With their phone, they're that way? You got to find out what it means the most to them then.
Well, and that's just the thing, is those are the devices that they use all the time, because they know that they need that. We know that they need them for certain things, but they have been able to kind of manipulate in certain areas where it's like, I'll just tell them I don't need it for a while, and eventually I'll get it back. They'll make me do some other things and stuff like that. I just, every once in a while, in my opinion, kid needs a good ass whooping just to kind of put him back in check.
In my opinion, in that situation,
at that age, you can't whip your kids at that age.
At 13?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that. Oh, yes, you can.
Contraire.
All right, so look. In my opinion, certain kids are too young for actual spankings because, as Andrea kind of alluded to, teaching like when you spank a child for doing something wrong,
under 5.
Sure, I'll agree with that. They associate the action, not the consequence for the action.
Correct.
So they see that the spanking is what gets the most attention. So they're going to repeat or replicate that behavior. However, and some kids are different. Some kids have learning disabilities. So maybe even later in their lives, they can't differentiate between corrective behavior and what they should replicate with their peers.
So I should spank you when I'm mad at you?
He's praying for you too.
You have no idea. But in my opinion, kids at the ages, it depends on the maturity level of the kid, but kids at between maybe 7 and early adolescence. Absolutely.
Talk to them.
If that fails, can absolutely learn from spankings or some kind of.
You don't need to hit.
Look, I'm not saying that the moment that they do something wrong for the first time is unless it's totally off the wall. Like,
right.
If I can't even explain it. It would just be something that would have to happen that I'd be like, oh no, it's an ass whooping when you get home.
This is funny that it's the guys that want to do the spankings and the girls would disagree.
That's why I'm doing this type of topic.
That's funny that it's that way.
My ex-wife beats the living shit out of my kid. Yeah.
In this room, I meant.
It's the opposite for me.
You don't hit kids.
I don't spank my
son. What does that get? Why would you spank your son? He's practically an adult.
I have no reason to
He's
spank.
He's taller than me.
I have no reason to spank my son. However, I'll spank your kid in a second.
Oh, fuck no, you won't.
Well, when did it? Why did that go personal? Why? No,
Did I make it personal?
No,
okay.
No, I was joking with you.
Well, it's funny. Whenever the kid gets in trouble, you're always like, "Oh, you know what your son did today?
Mm-hmm.
You know how he fucked up your son? Yeah, it ain't my kid at that point in time. You know what your kid did?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I say, you know what your dog did?
God, we have a friend of the show that's Derek and April. There's a couple that lives up in Gainesville, goes to University of Florida. Derek's in University of Florida for physics and astronomy, and April is in behavioral studies. I think that's mostly with children. I would love, maybe I can get it before this episode drops. I would love for her to call in and leave a voicemail on
about
her
how
opinion,
you shouldn't spank kids.
on her opinion of spankings in general. Not a slanted approach at it, but just her opinion. Maybe I can call in.
Yeah,
and get
how
that.
you shouldn't beat your kids. I agree.
Beating is different than spanking.
Yes, absolutely.
Is it?
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, it absolutely.
Yes,
About 2
really
or 3
is.
good whacks on the ass is one thing versus a closed fist punch
Because
to the face.
as adults, how do we deal with stuff? Do we spank each other when we're upset?
If you're doing it right,
Sometimes.
yeah.
No, but there's also different repercussions for us as adults. So, a kid misbehaving in school is going to get written up, is going to get suspended or expelled.
So when
us
Adam
misbehaving at work, we're going to lose our job.
Yeah, if my son steals $100 out of my wallet, I'm gonna beat his ass. If I steal $100 out of my work, I'm getting fired.
Yeah.
So there's different repercussions. I can't fire my son. I have to make sure he doesn't grow up to be an asshole and steal another $100.
Or would you rather Jay's work spank him?
Yes.
Oh, well, so she advocates spanking. There you go.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done. I just won. So
if kids are getting beat, then beat the adults too.
You're misappropriating the term "beat" here.
Yeah, beat and spanking is not the same thing.
Look, I'm not pulling an Adrian Peterson and going and telling him to pull a freaking twig or a whip off the fucking tree.
So what is a light little tap gonna do?
No, it's not a light little tap.
It's also not a light little tap.
Beating them.
No, it's not beating. There's no gray area with you. This doesn't work here. It's not you either bloody your child or you do nothing. It is
Okay,
a
if you're
very
just gonna give me a spanking, I'd rather take that and just keep doing the bad stuff. Shit, spank
Like,
me. Get over. Oh, good.
Look, it's funny as hell because actually my boss actually told me this joke. It's not really a joke, but I guess Johnny Cochran wrote a book about how like he actually abused his wives back in the day, and he said how he got away with it was either the bottom of the feet or the top of the head, because either way you can't see what the hell is on there.
Exactly.
Like,
No
I was like,
bruises.
Jesus,
Johnny, I got OJ off with the ultimate domestic violence. Cock.
he knew how to do it.
Ultimate.
So a good.
Hey, this
number
works for me
because
all the
that
time.
was
I use a glove that's too
disagreement.
small.
Yeah, right.
I'll give you an example, Andrea. I'll give you an example. For a child that's young enough to understand, but not old enough to intellectually comprehend the repercussions of putting their hand on a stove, if you smack that hand as it's approaching the stove, that kid will never do that again.
If the kid touches the stove, they're never going to do it again.
Yeah,
then
but
you
you're
have
also
third-degree
gonna
burns.
you're also gonna go to prison.
then you have burns. Then you have
Or
third-degree
teach
burns.
them not to touch stove in the first
How do you
place.
teach them that when they can't comprehend punishment?
Alyssa has never touched a hot stove in her entire life.
Okay, so I'll give
Woohoo!
you.
I did it without beating her. Oh my god!
Stop saying the term beating. So beating is
Look,
not.
look, there's
that's not
there's
appropriate.
different. There's always going to be something that your kid does that is wrong that you have to come up with some way to teach them the right way on
Creative,
it.
yeah,
So
creative,
I'll give you an idea on why I got one of my spankings. I cussed in class at a teacher. I told her to go F herself.
I see. If I was your parent, though, I'd ask you what exactly happened for you to say that.
Nope.
'Cause, well,
Nope.
No,
We have
hang on.
different parents.
I would
His
want
mom
to know the
parents-
story. I would want to know the
Oh
story.
yeah, no, they're going to ask me about what happened after the fact.
I take it. I
but
spanked my
regardless-
daughter once.
Now, why
I
did you think it was okay for you to tell your teacher to go fuck herself? After, and that's in between sobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I spanked. I spanked
told her
her
that
so it's
because-
fine.
How
I
old?
did.
How old were you
I
when you
did.
did this? to your
12 years
teacher?
old.
12. I see. In this situation, 12 is old enough
too
and mature enough to
old.
understand that
We're very
cussing is
different.
wrong.
Nope.
I would ask you.
Oh no, I knew
and the
not
teacher,
to, but I was
oh,
so mad
you don't
because,
get
and I can't remember
spanked.
why I was mad at her. She wouldn't let me do something, or she called me out on something, and it wasn't even me doing it. And I think I felt it was a teacher I didn't like. I felt I was being picked on by the teacher, so I literally stood up and I just said, "Go fuck yourself." And like I walked out of the classroom. The one of the assistant principals came and found me, brought me to the office, wrote me up. I got like in school suspension for 3 days and a sore ass for the next 24
Yeah,
hours.
at 12,
Yeah,
you know
there's no
that
reason
you're
you
not
should have been
supposed to.
touched.
But now my mindset is like, all right, so yes, I knew that cussing was bad, at the time,
But it
but
was
I had
worth
never
it.
but I had never been spanked for cussing before. So now I know, like, all right, so when I get mad, I got to figure out something else to do. I can't cuss at my teacher. I got to figure out another way to take care of that, or I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna get my ass whooped again.
Yeah, because alternatively, if I don't get my ass kicked, I'm thinking, hey, I just got away with cursing at my teacher. That's a
And
thing
I got
can
3
do.
days of chilling in the
Yeah.
other.
Yeah, I got
chilling in a
grounded
smaller
for 3
classroom.
days.
Yeah,
There's
So
no
all I gotta
way
do is
someone
tell
at my
Mr.
daughter's
Beatty to go
school
fuck
is
himself.
Beating
Yeah,
my
right?
kid. No way.
No, wait, what?
No way. Someone at her school is beating.
No,
her.
you got hit by beating. Stop saying the word beating. It's not beating.
And it
you got
wasn't.
spanked by your
No, I got
parents.
spanked. I got
Beating.
spanked by my dad. I went home. I
That's
got
spanking, that's your dad.
I got 2 smacks on the ass with a belt, and he was like, "Don't ever do it again, or this is gonna happen again."
Yeah.
Plain and simple. Like it was no long conversation. They saw the referral on what had happened. That was written out by the teacher, agreed upon by the principal. There wasn't even a generalized conversation about why did you cuss? Because cussing was wrong regardless. If I had an issue or a problem, that's now irrelevant because I cussed out my teacher.
But why do you spank kids to teach them a lesson? Because adults don't do that.
Because they're kids versus adults.
But why can't you teach
Because
them
that
the
adult
right
probably
way?
got spanked.
Why can't you teach them?
Why-
We talk about our problems, we talk about the issues, and we don't use violence to get through them. Because by spanking them, you're using violence to get through them.
in
You're
essence,
trying to rationalize with a kid that cannot comprehend rational
A
trains of thought.
12-year-old can comprehend any train of thought.
If the child is mature enough, and I'll go back to this again. If a
They're
child is
lashing
mature
out.
enough to understand how to logically comprehend consequences versus actions, then talking and communicating is fine. Kids that cannot rationalize those two things together.
Time out.
What about the
That
kid?
doesn't work
What
for
about the kid
It
who has
works.
cussed out his teacher on 4 different occasions? That you have talked to him the 3 previous
Beating
ones
them
and on that
isn't
4th
going to
time.
help. Okay, spanking them isn't going to help.
You don't have personal experience with this, so how can you say that?
Because my daughter's perfect.
Yeah, well, I think
I did. I spanked her once when she was 5. We got to the point where she
You
did
beat her,
all
you
her
mean. You beat her, you
timeouts.
mean.
I beat her. Yes,
Wait, you
I
got
did.
you got
got
to
to
8
the point.
points. You got to
I
8
got to the
points.
point where she was sat down for her 5 minutes. She's like, I don't care. I'll sit here for 5 minutes. I took my hand and I on her butt.
Has
and
she ever done
the
anything? Has she ever
shock
talked
in her
back?
face.
Has she ever
There you
done
go.
that talk back to
Not
you like
the
that
same
again?
way ever again.
What?
Oh, what?
Wait, what?
Wait, what happened here?
But it wasn't a common thing. It was one
child
little.
learned.
Worked.
Then you must have the greatest children ever to learn from one spanking.
No, she's a little
Because,
brat.
I don't mean just you. I meant everybody here.
Didn't
'cause
help nothing. She's a
No.
little brat.
My girls,
Cuatro.
my girls, I spanked a few times and they still didn't care. So
All right, so we're gonna kind of continue to roll on the
Okay,
same one, but we're gonna do number 4.
Bringing
Cuatro.
fucking Matt bringing the fucking heat on this one. This is a
sorry,
topic,
number
debatable
4.
topics tonight. I like it.
All right, so this in reference, it's a touch similar to punishment, but babying. We're gonna kind of switch it on how
Oh,
you
I'm
baby,
the worst.
how you
Coddling?
coddle,
The worst.
how you give in, things like that on how you view it versus what a mom and a dad do. And I'm gonna give you guys a great example. You were actually there yesterday.
Yep.
So my son was in the pool, and it was your girlfriend's daughter,
Annabelle.
Annabelle was in the pool as well. So Lucas, my son, can't swim yet. We're trying to teach him, can't swim yet. So he's on the stairwell, and he was in a float and stuff.
This is
And
the
Annabelle
cutest
was on
picture.
floats, and they're all holding on to. Well, Annabelle drifted a little bit further away, and Lucas drifted off with her. So now he's not touching the stairwell anymore. So what he's doing, he's grabbing onto Annabelle's head to try to stay afloat as her head is going under.
Oh, no.
And I see this, and I go like halfway into the pool. I'm on the grill. I jump halfway in the pool, grab both of them out. You know, she's good. Lucas is coughing away. You know, and so I just set him down, and I'm just like, all right, you know, I'm just set him down. I let him cough. He's crying a little bit, and you know, my wife's like, oh my God, pick him up. Make sure everything's okay. Make sure he doesn't have water in his lungs. And I'm like, I don't have an x-ray machine here. I cannot tell if he has water in the lungs.
He's breathing.
Like, he's breathing. He's good to go. Like, I am getting the middle
She's
finger
giving the
right
bird.
now.
Yes.
So, but as a father, you and from a male perspective and I think a lot of you guys can realize you try to toughen them up a little bit.
That's totally a toughen up moment. Absolutely.
But that's with a boy. What if it was
That's-
a girl? Would it be different?
Well, there was a girl there.
There was a girl there, and she was
I'm
totally
saying
fine.
that was his son. If it would have,
If it was my daughter, Madison?
would it have been different?
Yes. Or no, it would not have been.
Yes, it would have been.
I look.
No.
I'm
just
honest.
wondering with
When
his
she gets hurt and stuff like that, I don't jump to her aid.
Are
Because
they different in age?
Yes.
She's a lot older.
She's 12.
When she was his age, though.
No, that was still her. She
But
would
no,
yell at me.
would you grab her and
No.
cuddle her?
What
Hey,
Andrea- what
this is
Andrea's
where-
asking
this
is-
is where you act like you're tougher than the boys, honey.
What Andrea's asking is, do you treat the little girl at the same approximate age different
Than
than
a
you would the
little
little
And
boy?
coddling and babying?
I
No.
unfortunately, I have to say subconsciously, I absolutely would. I don't intend to do it that way because I think there's a certain way to take care of children. But I'd be honest, I
I don't
coddle
think
a little
I
girl
don't think
more
I
than a
did.
guy.
She might be able to correct me on that issue, but I don't think I did as much because I like to try to, you know, whether it's good cop, bad cop, you know, you're getting
Sure.
enough coddling from your mom. I want to try to install a little toughness into you,
Was
which most
he
fathers
less
do.
with the girl?
Much less.
Yeah.
So it's
your
such a
little
long
girl.
time ago. I have memory problems, too much football when I was younger. I don't know.
That's your little girl.
Like for me, the difference is if it's the boy, I look at him and say, "You good?"
Yep.
And he nods, and yeah. With a girl, I put my hand on her cheek and say, "Are you good?" And she's like, "That's it." My hand on her cheek is the only difference.
That's the extra
And that's literally what I did. That's literally what I did with Lucas. Though,
well, because she
yesterday
needs
at
to
the
know
pool.
that daddy loves his princess.
Yeah.
No,
Because
she
it's
absolutely.
extra coddling your little girl.
But that is, are you good? Not like, oh my God, sweetie, are you okay? Are you okay?
Oh, come sit with me. Let me get the towel. Let me wrap you up. Let me rock you back
But
and forth
guys,
here.
think
You
of
okay?
this: as growing up, you're still putting a little more on the little girl, just even a little bit. So as a girl growing up,
Because
getting
it's
that,
weird if I put my hand on my son's
so
face.
as a woman with your kids, you're going to coddle your kids
Put
more
your
because you
hand
were
on my
giving
son's
that
face.
too.
I'm not saying that
We
there's-
were
I'm
giving
not
more
saying it's-
coddling,
I'm not
and
saying
we're
it's a
gonna coddle
bad
our
thing.
kids.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing that you do the coddling. I'm saying I hate giving crap because I don't.
Just different parenting
Yeah.
approaches in
Yeah.
that situation.
It's not that we don't
'Cause
care.
you
It's just
beat
we're
your
I
not-
know you're going to coddle enough for me. Like I don't need to.
Yeah,
but
we have
I
to
need
coddle
install the
because you're
toughness
beating
for
them.
you.
Now we'll be honest. Beating. There are differences. I'll absolutely agree between certain types of parenting styles. Where one, the toughen up, rub some dirt on it type of scenario, versus the I have a splinter, it is the end of the fucking world scenario for other kids. And that goes on the parents. And guess what? Those kids who are raised that way, typically raise their children the exact same way. So if you got the tough it up experience as you were growing up, that's basically the approach you're going to give. Neither one are right or wrong.
Skinned your knee, rub some dirt on it, go continue to play.
Absolutely.
You know, because look, I played a lot of sports when I was younger. I played sports from baseball to football, soccer. I mean, I did everything. Where there would be times I would fall down, I would get hurt, I would scrape my knee. I didn't sit there looking for my mom to come and kiss the boo-boo. I got my ass back up and I went and played. And you know, because hey, look, it's a skin knee.
I wanted
you know,
someone to kiss my boo-boos, and no one kissed my boo-boos.
Right,
ever.
which that's fine, and there's no problems with that, but you're giving that now to your daughter.
Extra and abundance.
Correct.
I know I do coddle
It's not
her
right
way
or
too
wrong.
much.
Well, it's not necessarily too much. I just
do
think
it
it's
too
different.
much. I know I do it too much.
Oh, all right. Well, I beat my kids.
She's
so.
my only daughter, though. I mean,
Hey, Tack, can you stop making out with the dog over there?
Sorry.
that's all he gets.
Tack
Yeah,
is
just
That's
get-
the most action he's had in a while.
just give him the head. Just give him the head on the floor.
Yeah, no, I have that with my ex-wife, like with the whole baby and stuff, especially with my son. My son's 12, and she's like, "Oh, he needs to, you know, he needs to start cleaning his pee-pee a little better," the doctor said. And I'm looking at her like, those are half-hour-long showers. He's got a dick. He's shaking it now. It's not a pee-pee
Oh yeah, no,
anymore.
we talked about that. Yesterday. So all right, so I'm gonna go right on to it. Number three.
Number three.
Responsibilities. So responsibilities for the kids as they continue to get older, how they change, the different requirements that you not only have for them for themselves as an individual basis, room, school, things like that, but also incorporating more chores throughout the house, more responsibilities to help them know and put them on the track. So like my daughter right now, 12 years old, she does laundry for the majority of the house.
Oh, wow.
She does laundry for the majority of the house.
How did
That
you
is
do
from
this?
My 10-year-old son does some laundry.
He beat his daughter to get her to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you come beat mine?
Is your Adam? Is
now
your
she's
hand?
all for it.
Are your arms getting tired from holding all these grudges?
So that is her main chore. My oldest son, Trash. He has a new dog that he has to walk.
Did you say
feed, take care of.
trash?
Yeah,
He takes out the trash.
takes out the trash. He takes it out.
I thought the dog's name was Trash.
I thought the kid's name was Trash.
My oldest son has a dog, Trash.
No,
Wait, what? The dog's name
My
Trash?
oldest
It's a cool
son,
name.
Trash.
Yeah, right.
I hear dog.
T-Rash. His name is
I
T-Rash.
didn't either. I thought he said he had a daughter or something.
I thought your son was trash.
No. Oh, jeez.
Those are those
Sorry.
mimosas catching up
Yeah,
to
right.
Andrea.
I
Headaches
didn't even
coming
have
soon.
any.
So, I mean, they all have their different responsibilities, different chores, obviously. And on top of that, you know, hey, maintain your rooms. You know, I mean, they're your own private space, your own personal area. Make sure that they're clean, places that, you know, places that you would find acceptable for you. Teaching them that one day to be able to help them take, you know, to be able to take care of a house, you know, on their own. Start with a small room and then maintain your grades. Make sure your homework's getting done. And one thing that we do is we don't go over their shoulders. We're like, hey, is your homework done? Yep. All right, cool. Go on with it. Because what's great with the school systems now is you can pretty much track everything online for all their assignments, everything like that. So we're able to go on and check. So we give them that trust level there. And the trust was broken a few times last year in regards to a few assignments and things like that we, you know, had to call them out for. But, you know, responsibilities for, and obviously with having both a male and a female child, well, two males, the responsibilities kind of differ a little bit in what they have to do. So, and we try to shake it up a little bit from time to time where my daughter will do all the laundry and my son will just kind of like be giving her crap for it or something. And it's like, oh, okay, this week you're doing all the laundry, you know, and it's not only just because he's giving her crap for it, but it's more or less making sure that he understands that when at some point in time you're going to be single and on your own and you're going to have to do this.
This is how you get them dookie stains at your clothes.
That's what you need to do. You know that towel that stands up on his own? Go figure out how to wash that towel. You know,
It makes it a lot different though if the kids are in two homes.
What?
Wait, what happened?
Where did that come from?
When you have the different
Shared
chores,
chores.
like
Yeah,
this
yeah.
person's
Yeah.
doing all these chores,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you only have one kid that there are certain days, and another kid's there are more days. You can't be like, okay, you guys have the same chores because they're not there the same amount of
Yeah,
days.
it's got to be logistically possible.
Yeah, but I mean, even if they're coming from different homes and things like that, you can still assign certain things why they're there. This is what you're responsible for. You're responsible for the dishes in the dishwasher. You're responsible why you're here to take care of the trash or pick up the living
Yeah.
room or sweep the floor. Whatever it is, why they're there. They still know that when they come there, they have responsibilities, and it teaches them to me and for her and what we're trying to instill. And we get pushback a lot from doing certain things. Like yesterday, my son gave a ton of crap about doing the dishes. Like, oh, these dishes weren't rinsed off right, and you got all this stuff left on this dish and stuff like that. Like, you know, I've been doing the dishes, and recently I just had him start doing the dishes in the dishwasher. Like, for the last 7 damn years, I've been asking you guys to freaking rinse out your cups and do all this. Now you see why I'm telling you to fucking do it.
There's a commercial. I think it's even an animated commercial, maybe back in the old school days of PBS when I was a kid. But it was a really good commercial. A young boy, maybe a 10-year-old boy, whatever, got a new puppy. And he would feed his puppy, and he would just come home every day and fill up his puppy's food bowl with his new dog food, whatever, for the day. And the boy would never wash the dog's bowl. Well, the mother began to serve the kid in his dinner in really horribly, filthy plates. And the kid started to get upset at that, and it's like, "Well, why are my plates all so dirty?" And she said, "Well, you're feeding the dog with dirty dishes. Maybe you should understand how the dog would feel." Yep. Granted, it's anthropomorphizing a dog a little bit. However, it is putting, a different perspective.
We tell our kids all the time. We'll walk in and the dog water is empty, and they're supposed to fill up the water because they each have their own dog, the two oldest, and we'll walk in and it's bone dry. We're like, "Oh, I guess y'all don't want none to drink tonight either." So I mean, we're not dehydrating our kids by any means, but I mean,
but you know what else would take care of that? Spank them.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
Instead of feeding your child on dirty plates and risking salmonella in prison, spank them.
Yep.
No.
Once.
One good whack on the ass is better than him.
You're not going to go to prison. You're not going to get the prison. You're not going to prison for one.
DCS more likely to be called on you for poisoning your child for serving on dirty dishes.
You start serving them dirty plates, you're going to see DCF real fast.
Jay, I would agree, though. Andrea is probably right. It's a better way to teach a child without physically hitting them. However, it's a lot slower process, isn't it?
Yeah.
We can't do that at work and jobs. That goes back to the other topic. That's a whole thing. That's a whole show in itself. Next one.
Number 2.
Number 2. Producer over here.
All right. So as your kids continue to get older, when they're younger, they get these little friends. Aww. And, it's always cool to do the play dates and do the birthday parties. But as they continue to get older, their friends tend to change. It's not as much cute anymore as wondering what the fuck are they hanging out with.
Are you talking about making out?
No, I'm just talking about them hanging out with certain friends, hanging out with people. And it changes. It changes because of what they like and who they become and the people they hang out with. But they start developing certain friends where certain different things matter that never mattered before. Maybe the type of clothes they wore, the type of shoes they wear, the type of music they listen to, the type of extracurricular things that they're into. Could be
absolutely
really. Oh man, I loved basketball, but now this year, no, basketball sucks. It's stupid. Why do you think it's stupid? Oh well, Johnny doesn't play it, so we go and hang out, and so being able to really help to identify your kids, to being able to be individuals themselves, to no matter what somebody else likes and who you're friends with, you still got to be yourself and still got to find the things that you like and enjoy life versus trying to appease somebody else. Now,
that may be the hardest lesson in all of raising a child, is teaching that child how to be unique and how to be themselves. That may be the hardest lesson ever.
You know what else is another hard lesson is when you
spank them.
No, when you beat them. No, when you meet your daughter's boyfriend and they have a bigger beard than you and they can kick your ass.
I have time to fix all
that's kind of a
carpentry skills will get rid of all of that.
Carpentry skills will
Yes.
get rid of what? What?
You have carpentry skills. You can just build a big tower.
To hide from?
A big tower
You're Disney
to
princess
hide your
Tach.
kid in.
Oh.
What's the girl with all the long hair?
Rapunzel,
There
let
you
down your hair.
You know why she got her hair that
Exactly.
long? Because she
And I'm
wasn't
a
spanked to cut it.
hairstylist. It'll be fine. As my daughter develops, I'm learning more about these towers.
So the other scary thing that happens too with friends also comes along with bullying, and it's not only with friends, but it's
Bowling?
people who bullying.
I thought he said bowling too, but I assumed he meant bowling.
So bullying. So sometimes they
happens.
develop friends based out of fear. Sometimes they try to get people to like them that they really shouldn't. And again, it's about changing the entire methodology of who they are and what they're becoming based on what other people expect them. And I'll give you an example. My oldest son, he was like wearing certain shoes. He would wear just Nikes. Like we'd go to like Ross Outlet, things like that. Get a decent pair of shoes for him the year. And kids started really giving him a hard time about the shoes. They were wearing like Jordans
Because
and
they were
everything
last
else.
season.
Yeah, well, just because they weren't like top of the line. You know, they'd still be Nikes or Adidas or something like
Well,
that.
Ross is last season. Don't you know that?
No, I don't.
He's in high school, right? Or junior high?
No, he's middle school.
You can't go to Ross.
See, but that's the
He's
problem.
in
is-
middle school.
and that's
It
what
has to be top of the line.
And that is what I hate teaching him in the aspect that you need to go and get something really expensive so you don't get messed with.
That's
you need
what
to,
middle school is, though. It happened to you.
My parents didn't do that. My parents
I had to
bought
have
me Warner
Kohans.
Brothers, Shaquille O'Neal's.
I wore Shaqs too, dude.
Yeah,
like
I bought
Akeem Elijah ones.
the Walmart Shaqs, the Walmart Elijah ones. And my parents, I was like, I'm getting made fun of. They're like, well, okay.
You can't wear that shit.
Just go be better than them. Just go be better than them.
That's my parents. Like tough shit.
If you don't want your kids to get made fun of at that age,
So you're teaching them to buy their way out of the bad situation.
It's
Pretty much
just
what
the
you're
way
doing.
it
I just learned how to talk faster
That's
than the
just
kids bullying
society.
me.
That's just the way
Say
it is.
bowling?
No, bullying.
When I was in that age bracket, the famous or the popular shoe at the time were those pumps. They were brand new for when I was a kid.
Oh, them Reebok pumps.
Yeah, Reebok. So guess what? My parents went out and spent $200 at the time.
Holy
That was
shit.
ridiculous for me. Even now.
It's ridiculous now, yeah.
And I didn't play basketball. But they bought me these fucking Reebok pumps. I took them to school the next day. I was so fucking proud of these shoes. And guess what happened? I got made fun of because I had on fucking Reebok pumps because everyone else knew that it was for basketball players to wear. So I had Reebok pumps that now I didn't want to wear because it wasn't because I didn't play basketball. So it was completely unassociated with anything I did.
Anyway?
Because it was
Because
cool.
that's what was cool.
It was.
You didn't play basketball.
But
it's what everyone else had. It was
Neither
a
did the
style
majority
thing.
of the
If
other
you're a
kids.
skater person, you buy skater shoes. If you're basketball, you buy basketball shoes. If you're a prep, you buy prep shoes. You got to know your clique.
I didn't really have a clique, I would say.
You were that bitch that kept bullying me in school. You were the one.
I think
No,
Andrea.
I was a skater chick who shaved her head.
Jay, I think you're right. I think Andrea was a bully in school.
Seriously.
I think she
All
was.
right,
Yeah, I had to wear cheap shoes because I was also a size 13 at 12 years old.
Jay,
So my parents weren't buying me
Jay,
shoes.
Oh, dude,
I
you
drew
must love like the
blue
Ross
on the
outlets and
back.
shit because they got all your sizes there.
No,
dude.
I drew blue on the back of my Payless shoes to make them look like kids.
Number one.
Oh no!
Number one.
So I want to real quick. How old are your guys' kids?
12, 13.
8, 12.
18, 18, and 10.
Good Lord. Okay, so ours are 13, 12, and 5. What is the worst issue? And we actually talked about it yesterday a little bit.
Puberty.
No. That you have to deal with as a kid continues to get older, especially when you have a female
Peer
living in the house.
pressure.
Every other dick in the world.
Dating.
Yeah. If you have a female, you have to worry about all the dicks. If you have a male, you have to worry about one dick. That's
Yep.
his.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what
Unless
makes
he's
it
gay.
You have to choose your first boyfriend wisely.
I'm just saying. I wasn't meaning that as a joke. I'm being honest here. I mean, this is gay.
All right, I'll agree with that. But
But you want to pick the best boyfriend in school because you pick the wrong boyfriend, you're doomed for the rest of school.
I don't want
Wow,
to
it's
pick
nice to know
any
you weren't superficial in high school.
I just watched Jessica Darling's hit list. I know all about middle school again.
I will tell you though, that's unfortunately is as horrible as that sounds. That's
the
really,
way it is.
really correct for how it actually is in some of these kids' schools. It really is. Who you hang out with defines your popularity, defines your.
I watched 13
peers.
Reasons Why. I know. I get it.
God.
Don't
So-
you know that I watched Doug?
What is great with what we have in this room right now is we have the diversity between men and women right now in here. So there's huge perspectives from us since we all have a daughter, here for how we are going to react when our daughter decides to start dating versus how the mother's going to react. How when our son starts to date versus how the mother is going to react to that.
I've been through this twice with 2 girls. I'm so jaded now. When Andrea's daughter starts dating, I'm ready for it. It's
I got
no skin
one.
off
My
my back.
daughter's
Well, okay,
a
so
nerd. She's
think
not
back
gonna date.
think back to the first time when they
She
started
wants
to the
hack
original.
computers
Oh, yeah.
Like
and
think
take
back to
over the
how
world.
like you reacted to it because look, my whole thing was, and I told Jay this the other day. I told my daughter, I was like, look, you can start dating when you're 12, 13. I don't have a problem with it. But the moment you do, the razors in the house get removed. You don't get to shave a damn thing. Nothing gets shaved from the armpits to the leg to
No.
nothing. You don't
No.
get to shave a
I was
hair.
I was very, very
I'm
strict.
not having my daughter go to school with hairy legs.
Then she
That's
just can't date.
embarrassing.
She needs to pick what's most important: having a boyfriend or having
You
smooth legs.
can't
Like, what do you
date
want?
unless the boy can pick you up. So when you're 13, you can't date. There's no boy picking you up for a date.
There
So
better
you're
not
not
be
dating.
no boy picking her up for dating.
Yeah, right.
My boyfriend's 17. He got his own car. My
That
boyfriend goes to college.
That's when he comes to the door and you're just like, hey, step right in here real quick. I actually just need you to cross the threshold real quick. I need you to come into the house.
Now,
Hey, do me a favor. Scowl.
unless you're talking about the cutesy thing.
Hey, can
where
you
they
hand
meet
me
their
hand me
friends.
those scissors right there on the table? Look, the funniest dating scene I think I've ever seen from any movie that's ever happened was Bad Boys 2.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great scene.
That is the greatest
Yes.
dating scene of all time.
Boy, you
where
look
that
30.
happens. So, and now
Don't forget, anything you do to her, I'm going to do to
I'm
you.
gonna do to you.
Yeah.
You ever kissed a man? Wanna? So, like
Yeah.
the weirdest thing though for me is trying to be able to reel it in. I know I have a 13-year-old son where I'm not too harsh on my daughter in regards to dating, which, you know, I talk a big game because like I don't want her to date. I mean, plain and simple.
She's
because
still a baby.
yeah, I know, but it's coming. Like she is okay. So she's half.
That better be the only thing.
You want
Yeah.
to put her in the
She-
tower with my
She-
daughter?
She is half Puerto Rican.
Oh,
and
she's
she-
too pretty. No, she's going in the tower with my daughter.
She is
There's
overdeveloped at 12 years old already.
There's
is all
room
I'm
for
gonna say.
both of them. We'll just put them both in the tower. We're good.
Oh, I need a tower. I need to hire The Rock and Arnold Schwarzenegger to fucking guard the
take turns
doors.
watching this tower.
I learned a very valuable lesson already. And I hate being the older guy that has been veteran through
I know
this.
exactly what you're gonna say.
I did this with I already did this with two girls. So my ex-wife had two girls that I raised. They were, when I met them and got involved in their life, they were 9 and 11. No, they were 7 and 9, and I raised them up through adulthood. And when they started dating, I was the biggest asshole of a stepfather. I would not allow dating. Unless they were 16 years old. I would not allow certain times. I was
How
super
would
strict.
you have that say?
I mean, I could tell you the
Because
whole
he's-
relationship with the ex-wife, but
because the clothes they wore and the roof over their head, he doesn't help fucking provide.
my ex-wife trusted me to make
Because
those
he was
decisions, baby.
bad.
I guess not with you.
That
but-
shit was so funny.
He might not have been the donor, but he sure was the fucking dad that was
Yeah.
there raising him.
Yeah, they had a good dad, but because they lived with us full time, I was the parental figure. That was the father in that house. I wasn't father, but I was, the rule.
And I
setter.
bet you their dad had no problem with that.
No, he was all right. He was cool. He respected all the rules that I set down in that house, especially
No,
for dating.
I mean specifically for the dating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he was fine with it. However, I learned a lesson. Those girls, both of them, came to resent my decisions because I was too harsh on them dating at younger ages. Now, not necessarily younger, not like 13, but when they became 15 years old, that's the time that realistically the dating should start happening.
Yeah.
In my opinion now. So when Andrea's daughter gets to that point now, she'll probably be more harsh than I would be. However, I'm very much more open-minded to what her daughter would like to do now as far as dating and schedules and strictness and stuff like that. I will tell
pay
you.
for the date.
that's
and he better
why-
have a car, and he better have flowers for me when he picks her up.
I did that for my first
Oh,
date.
damn, your daughter in trouble.
I had to bring flowers to the mom.
You'll be lucky if the
felt
boy,
stupid.
when the boy comes to pick up your daughter from the door, if he's not playing on his phone while he's knocking on the
With
door.
his pants down by his knees.
I will tell you this: my older of my two stepdaughters, Kendall, actually, who was Andrea's model at the Space Coast Hair and Fashion Show here recently. There we go.
Get a little closer.
She was 16 years old. I'm sitting in that lazy boy recliner right there, sitting in my chair in Cocoa Beach, just watching TV, and I knew that she was going to bring over a boyfriend, her brand new boyfriend, which she was bringing over to the house from Cocoa Beach High.
Do you have a gun?
Like, all right. No, I didn't have a gun. I wasn't cleaning it. I wasn't doing that stereotypical, but I was like ready for it. I might have, put on a little tighter shirt to make it look a little beefy, whatever to make myself look a little bit more masculine.
You were trying to look beefy for the guy?
Yeah.
Look,
Well,
I'm a big guy. I threaten her. You bring a boy over, I'm gonna be sitting there in my boxers when he comes in. That's even
So
worse.
Here's what happened.
much.
Kendall shows up at home, and her mother goes to greet her and the new boyfriend at the door. And he walks in, and I'm already listening. I'm checking to see for certain things. He greets at the time, my wife with, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am.
Ugh.
Very polite
That's already
comments.
rude. No.
What?
I am not old enough to be a ma'am.
He was cordial.
Mademoiselle.
She's fucking up my point, but
Yes,
very cordial.
absolutely.
I was impressed. He was doing the right things. I'm like, all right, this guy seems pretty cool. So he starts walking over, and I see him, and she's like, David, I want you to meet my stepdad. This is Adam. So I go to stand up, and I stand up, and I'm 6 foot even, spot on, right on the money. So I'm not short, but I'm not tall. I'm right there, right in the middle.
She called you stepdad?
Absolutely.
That sucks.
Well, why does that suck? That's what I was.
It's
I didn't
weird.
call Jenny stepmom.
That's legally. She's like, this is Adam. He is my stepdad.
Oh, like then that is your name though.
No,
And she doesn't go.
Well,
Hey,
she might have said, "This is
stepdad."
my stepdad,
Here,
Adam."
this is
no,
my
I got-
stepdad.
The one thing you guys focus
No,
on
I
is the
got you.
semantics of the conversation.
No, I thought she called you stepdad.
So you stood up.
Like mom and stepdad. And like that's weird.
That's what I was picturing.
So anyway, you're peacocking at 6 foot even.
Yeah, I'm 6 foot, but as I'm
Sorry.
standing
Jay.
up, I continue to look up. This is the guy that she's dating. If you know local like high school celebrities, his name is David, or was. He's still. I mean, he's not dead. He's just not here anymore. His name was David Descent. He was the 6'5" starting quarterback for Cocoa Beach High School. Big ass motherfucker, but most respectful of any of her boyfriends I had ever met. Just very cordial, very polite, very yes or no, sir. He was spot on. Of course, he probably knew what the fuck he was doing. He wasn't an idiot, but I was impressed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, and that's one thing, and how you talk about, being able to have a short enough, a long enough leash to allow them to go out and do stuff so they don't rebel. They don't start sneaking out, doing things like that.
Or moving to Kuwait to get married. Or
Something weird as hell. But the hardest thing that I'm going to have, and I think with most guys here, is like, my son's going to come home. He's going to be like, I got a girlfriend. I'm going to be like, hell yeah. How she looks. She good. My daughter comes home and goes, I got a boyfriend. Give me his full name. I'm freaking searching him right
Talking to
now.
his
What's his social?
Like, yeah, right. I got.
What's that motherfucker's credit score?
I just don't want her heartbroken. That's what.
See the way
That's going to
I'm
happen.
The way I'm
Oh,
going to do it.
I know it will, but that's what scares me.
The way I'm going to do it when
Yeah.
the boy comes home for the first time, I'm going to just my goal is to throw him way off, and the first thing I'm going to say to him is like,
Yeah.
"You jack off yet?"
You're scarier, Jay.
Did you jack
when
off
Alyssa
yet?
starts dating, can I have you come over? Because I think you're scarier than Adam.
I'll be easy on the guys.
I'm easy nothing. Did you jack? And if he says, I don't know, like, you better know what the fuck you're talking about. Listen, go to that bathroom. I want you to rub one out. Here's some tissue because you're not having those thoughts with my little girl.
Fuck this.
Go.
When she starts
You're old
dating,
enough to ask her for a date. You're old enough to shake it.
when
Go.
she starts dating, me, Jay, and Tach will all three be sitting in here stark ass naked
He's
when the
not
guy comes over.
scary. He's not
Wait, all
scary.
three y'all want to sit around naked together?
Cuddly.
Yeah, you want to come over to be kind of fun?
No, I'm straight on.
Well,
I'm good on that.
with
You're
as
a
much
teenage boy.
vape smoke is in here, it's already
You can't
like a
see it
sauna.
anyway. Yeah.
I really
Like if
think
y'all wanted to
David's scary
reenact the
teenage
Bad
boy
Boys
the
2
most.
thing, like I'm down. But
Right.
Titty, bang, bang.
That's how we do Saturdays around here. I'm just saying.
y'all sit around butt ass naked with each other.
Yeah.
So that's just during like college football season.
Just
Oh,
pros.
it's year round.
We don't pay attention to
I
college.
okay,
could see
shit.
Attack would buddy up with him because he would think he was all friends with him, and then the guy would spill his guts and be like,
Tack would be like, is your mom single?
found out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, no, that might actually work out great
Yeah.
because let Tack come over and start talking to him about being able to hit on his mom. If you really want to get rid of the
Tell me
dude,
about your mom.
That's what I'm going to tell the kid. Hey, listen, you fuck around with her, he's going to fuck your mom.
Everything you do to my daughter, I'm doing to your mom.
Yeah.
just know that.
And I'm
Just
going
know
to tell
that.
you mom jokes all the time.
Oh God, how bad would that be if you started dating somebody and then like her son started dating your daughter, and then you just look at him and like, yeah, I know you're dating my little girl, and I know you're my girlfriend's son. Whatever you do to her, I'm doing to your mom.
Yeah.
And then how bad would it be if he flipped it up? He's like, I'm not touching her. Shit.
That was a fucking great list,
You
dude.
can't date my sister.
So yeah,
then.
that's my 10 guys.
Oh,
I thought it
well
was
done.
fun having the
Fine,
women
you
and
can
the
have
guys
more
here.
kids.
Well done. What?
What?
What happened?
What's going on?
I don't know. We had an argument. I'm sorry, I blew up.
What?
Something just totally happened right in between everything, and I am
What's
totally
going on?
lost at this
Are you
point.
marrying her? now,
I
Tach?
said I don't want any more kids. She said that she does, and I was like, nope. And she goes, I can't. Then you can't date my sister. I said,
Oh.
fine, you can have kids. I don't care.
Not me.
Oh, okay.
I was supposed to give her.
Are you
kids?
finally hooking him up with your sister?
Nope.
Hey, great list, man.
I
Thanks for
appreciate
coming
that.
out, buddy. Is your mom single? No, I'm just
No. Nope.
Your mom says hi.
And his daughter is too young.
Way too young.
no. Sorry.
She's
She's
13?
moving
12.
into the
She's
tower.
12.
She's too young for your son too.
She's
You
moving
got-
into the tower.
Yeah, well, that's
with
fine.
my
I
daughter.
agree with that. However, you
They're
realistically
going to
only
use their
have
brains.
I got
only
about
a couple years
Yeah,
until
oh, I
she
know.
starts
You've gotta-
getting that interest for boys.
Well, so like
It's already started.
It's already started.
Has it really?
It has started where she has had guys ask for her phone number already. So my son's in 8th grade. My daughter's in 6th.
Oh, I saw her picture.
So now like his friends are more like, like they were joking around at first. That's your sister. Now they're more like, that's your sister. He's like, and he's like, shut the fuck up. And I'm like, but he knows that at some point in time, he's gonna get that reverse angle where she's gonna have some cute friends as well, and they're only a year and a half apart.
Hey yo, talk to Kathy for me.
Yeah. Hey. Are you like Mike? I'll tell you what, we'll do a trade off here.
You know what's gonna be really funny? You need to play this podcast for your daughter when she starts dating.
Your daughter is way too pretty.
I know.
That's the worst thing you can say to a man.
I know. It's you like feel good about it, but then it's like, son of a bitch. Like, just imagine what who's the one chick that's dating Justin Verlander? Kate Upton. Just imagine what Kate Upton's parents went through.
You just said two names. I don't know who they are.
You don't know who Kate Upton is?
Kate Upton's actually from here, from Melbourne.
Kate Upton, swimsuit model of the year.
I probably would recognize her if I saw her, but I don't know the name. I cannot put an image in my head to the name.
Blonde, huge boobs. Model.
Yeah, she went to
that narrows it down.
She went to
you'll pull her up, you know exactly who you'll know.
Yeah, she went to Melbourne Catholic High School.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but okay, so at least you know who she is. Imagine
and,
what
and her husband's a baseball pitcher, by the way.
Yeah, multi-million, hundreds of millions of dollars.
The only baseball player I know is A-Rod. That's it.
Okay.
Well, that's
other than from like the 80s. I don't know.
So just imagine what Kate Upton's parents had to go through.
Yeah.
Knowing with her. So that's fucking crazy.
A lot of guns were
But once
bought.
again, guys, I appreciate y'all having us on.
Dude. Yeah, man.
Thank you for having us out. We got to return the favor. You guys got to get out to Orlando. We got to have you out there.
Cool.
Jay's witnessed the incredible beer fridge. You got to see that.
That beer fridge is legendary.
So we'll cook out. We'll have a big party. We'll do whatever. You guys got to come out. We'll have a blast doing so. Obviously, the Mimosa twins over here, are enjoy each other. So.
So where can our listeners find you?
They can find us Facebook, oneKaway. We got a group page and a Facebook page. We're also on iHeartRadio, iTunes. We're on Google Play Music. So you can check us out there. Also Instagram, oneKaway. It's OneKaway. And then, as a lot of our listeners have heard in the past, for anyone who just likes sending out random dick pics, Jay at oneKaway, not this Jay, not you, Jay. I'm just letting you know we got our other buddy who comes on the show, aka Rufio. That we're just waiting for him to come out of the closet, so we're just trying to help him along the way.
That's sweet. That's really sweet, you guys.
It's like dangling the carrot in front of the horse.
Right, yeah.
But you're not spanking him.
I don't spank short Asian men. I mean, I know
Really?
there's a whole fetish for that, but I don't.
He beats him.
So, guys, once again, I really appreciate it having me,
good job.
having the wife on. Again, I'm sorry I'm gonna whoop that ass this year. We are going we are coming up with a wager here shortly for a podcast bet.
Done?
We have to have it done.
We'll come up with a wager before week 1,
Yes,
All right.
absolutely, and we
Not
will.
with sports, though.
which is next week. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
We got to do that here pretty soon.
Yep, pretty soon.
All right.
So, guys, again, appreciate it. Love y'all. Thank you once again.
Matt, really
Yes,
good
sir.
show, brother. Very, very good show. All right. Let's wrap up the show. So check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/thetwisted10. Please go give us a 5-star rating and review over on iTunes. That is no shit. That is like iTunes, that is like podcast currency. It really fucking helps us. So go do that for us. We want to send a special thanks out to the Salty Fox down in Melbourne today for hosting my fantasy football league. Oh yeah.
And my fantasy mimosa league.
That's right. Both these girls in studio tonight were down there doing that. What else, Tach?
Well, they can follow us on Twitter. They can follow us on Instagram. And they can email the show at thetwisted10
At gmail.com.
At gmail.com. Sorry.
That's right.
Whoa, I got lost.
Do you want
Jay, where are you going to be?
Do you, Jay? Do you want to take over for a minute?
So I come bearing
Gifts?
sad news today.
Oh.
Gifts of sad news. Yes, we can say gifts.
Oh, no.
After we all talked about this off air, and after a lot of thinking and planning and trying to figure out how not to do this, I'm going to be leaving the show, guys. Yeah.
Oh.
To all the listeners out there.
To say goodbye to yesterday.
We've had fun, guys. And I'll always be here in spirit.
Is this your last show?
No, I will be in next week. Will be my last show. So consider this my 2-week notice, I guess.
There you go.
Hey, even there's
But when
1
I
week
have
left.
to do a Twisted 10, you'll come in and do mine, right? Since I don't do them anymore.
We can do that. No. I mean, I'm not moving anywhere. I'm just, we have a lot of things going on with my stand-up, a lot of things going on with my other projects. And as much as I hate to do it, I need to figure out where to, just dig out the time to do this.
Well, anybody understands that if you go into podcasting, you don't go into it to make buttloads of money. It's a lot of time and very, very little return unless you're one of the giant celebrities that are out there. So
What?
Everyone knows that.
What?
What do you mean, what?
What about the IOU check I have?
Yeah.
What are we, Dumb and Dumber here? You got to keep this IOU.
Yeah, that's just as good as money.
As good as money.
You guys are starting to develop a fucking fabulous show. I've listened to everything you've got out there already,
Thank
and
you.
I love it. I love the inside jokes on the show. It's really funny.
I love the name.
Yeah, Pops On.
Yeah.
Pops On podcast.
Since I thought of it.
It's Pops On anything. Pops On movies.
I feel
Pops On
like
whatever. But it's Pops
I will
On.
be a
And
little
the-
part of your life.
You will be, Andrea. Thank you. And we're going to be expanding on that. So you could catch me at Pops On, available on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio. Also catch me September 8th doing the Tumbleweed Comedy Show at Hogan's Irish Pub in Cocoa Beach. And September 16th in downtown Melbourne, I will be at Iron Oak Post at 8 p.m.
Nice.
on that's a Saturday the 16th.
And for you Tom and Dan fans out there, the Tumbleweed Comedy Tour is the one that Ross McCoy kind of runs around
Hosted
throughout
by
Central
Ross
Florida.
McCoy. Big Tim Murphy's going to be at this one, so that's going to be real fun.
You guys have a hell of a lot of good guests coming for that, dude. We got to
Yeah.
make it out for that one for sure.
All you guys are funny as shit too. So if you guys haven't had a chance to go out and watch any of them, especially Jay on stage, it's fucking well worth the trip.
Yeah, I'll be the guy screaming for Big Tim. I love that bastard. Oh, God, he's one of my favorites.
That's worth
dude.
spanking your kids for.
Yep.
I don't know if that sex swing is gonna hold up both of y'all though.
Probably not. I've been at Hogan's before.
Jay, sincerely, I mean, we want to do something a little bit next week on the show as well for you. But for this week, I mean, I just want you to know on a personal level that, you know, we're losing you as a giant part of our show. So having you leave is a you know, of course, it's going to take our show a little bit to recover from you because you fill a very, very big role on this show. And all of us love you, and we only wish you the best. And you always know that you will forever have a seat up here in this house, in our studios. So we want to wish you the absolute best in what you do in your future. If there's anything we can do at all to help promote it, just let us know.
Thank
we
you.
only want you to, you know, succeed.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Jesus,
Yeah,
you're gonna
man.
make me cry.
I'm
Yeah,
about
right?
to cry.
Ollie's beside himself. Holy shit.
Let's bro hug it out, man.
You're just beating the children again. Jeez.
Look, man, it's this comedy podcast, but it's life sometimes. So
Yeah.
let's
You're making
get
it
real.
too much life.
All right.
Andrea, where are you gonna be? Where are you gonna be, Andrea?
I'm going to be beating my children at... No, wait, I don't.
No spanking.
That's
right.
Spanking.
No spanking either. That's bad news. But if you want your hair, nails, or get a nice facial done, come see me at Brent Allen Salon.
What if I want a spanking as part of my happy ending?
I can spank you while I give you a facial. Wait, no, wait. No.
That's at her
Tweet
Chinese.
mimosas.
That's at her Asian location later on.
Comes with a full shiatsu.
Oh, there's always a happy ending at Brent Allen. No one leaves unhappy.
On that note, on behalf of the Twisted Tin cast, I'm Adam.
I'm Tach.
I'm Andrea Joy.
I'm Jay Alvarez.
And to our two very special guests tonight,
I'm Coco.
I'm Josie.
thank you guys for coming in. We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you once again.
All right, guys, we'll see you next week.
Like, you know, wife will go out for a little bit. Like, I'm going to be gone for a little while. I'll be right back. And like 3 hours later, I'm like, oh my God, you've been gone for 3 hours. She's like, I've been gone for 20 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
Everyone has their own different perspective on each thing. Like, oh, you know, I'm just going to go play the Xbox for a little bit, or I'm just going to go hang out with my buddies for a couple hours. It is 2:00 in the morning. You're coming, baby, I left it. Oh yeah, no, you're probably right. So like, just being able to keep track of time and the overall general knowledge of time that you have when you're trying to project something. Like, we get into this conversation all the time. Like, you know, she'll tell me to do something. I'm like, she's like, I told you like 2 hours ago to do something. I'm like, I've been watching this show for 10 minutes. Like, what the hell you mean 2 hours ago?
It was 2 hours ago, wasn't it?
It was 2 hours ago.
See?
I didn't say I was on the third episode of that show, but yeah, I mean, I was only 10 minutes into that episode.
No, I know some women that they'll be like, oh, I'll be back in a little bit. You call them. I've only been gone for 20 minutes, all right? Just long enough to shop for a new blouse. And then I went, they had a shoe sale, so I stopped over there for a minute. Then I did my nails. I watched a movie. I had dinner. I met up with Erica. It's only been like 20 minutes.
That is 20 minutes.
That is, no.
20 minutes in each
women's
section.
time.
Women
of the-
time.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, whose time are you talking on?
Yeah,
Because there is no other time besides women
Human time.
Jay, I got a question
No,
for you.
there's no human time.
When I lived in Colombia, there was something called the Colombian 15 minutes. A Colombian 15 minutes is really an hour And Americans down there just had to understand that. When you ask a Colombian, no offense, no, this is not racism towards Colombians.
Oh no, I totally own that.
But
No, we are late for everything.
There's a lot of Colombian references though, aren't there? Like Colombian 15 minutes, Colombian necktie.
If they say an hour,
Yes.
I
So like,
love
wait a
them
minute.
too.
Yeah, no, and that's down in Miami we call it Cuban people time too. No, it's like I'll be there in 15 minutes. You haven't even taken a shower.
Is it the general
still at home.
Latin influence, or
what's
is it?
time? Listen, we're gonna meet up. We're gonna dance. We're gonna drink some wine.
You know what we call that in the States? We call that women time.
Oh, you know what the funny part is though? Is that
Yeah, but down there,
Adam
everybody's
takes
on the same time.
longer to get ready than me. So
No, it's just
when we're
she says
getting
I
ready
take
to
longer.
go something, it's Adam's time.
Now,
Because
listen.
I'll be ready to go, and I'm sitting here like passing
Let's-
out because I'm bored.
Adam, are you the woman in the relationship?
Let's
Adam?
be honest. There's one thing that I do in the bathroom that takes forever.
Yeah.
And that's taking a shit. I take my time doing that. Everything else takes me 10 minutes.
Look, you got
Everything
kids just
else.
like
But
me.
that
That's my
happens 10
sanctuary.
times a
Because
day.
no one is going to step in there with what I'm doing in there, and that's going to give me time to
But
check
when
my
you do that
Facebook,
10
all that.
times a day,
Thank you. It gets a little
Really?
ridiculous.
that's too many.
That
like
sounds
an
like
hour at a time.
I love the show. This is a misogyny
If a
show.
woman
I love
went
it.
Not
into
like
the
we have any
bathroom-
control over it.
if we went into the bathroom and spent half an hour 10 times a day, you guys would be freaking out. Like,
No.
I'd be wondering why it was so quiet in my house.
Yeah, no, we'd be freaking out until we realized you were in the bathroom.
We would be waking up
I
from
get
our
it. I
naps.
understand.
No, see, I love it.
You would freak out. You do freak out. We would just be like, oh my God, where is she? Oh, she's taking a shit. Well, that's disturbing on a
Girls
whole
don't
list of other
poop.
reasons, but I'm all right. At least I know she's alive.
Yep, you're good.
I've
You
been
good?
with Andrea for
It's
a
a
year and a
waste
half.
of
Need a roll of
life.
toilet paper? You got enough in there? You good? All right.
I have a square to spare.
There are
We're
so
good.
many better places to be in life than the bathroom. Just saying.
I don't know.
I
Problem-
disagree with that. I disagree with
Yeah,
that.
and the problem is we're not allowed to go to
Sad
some of
life.
those, so it's okay.
You guys are miserable, sad guys. You agree, bud?
All right, so number 8.
Ocho.
Number 8.
And I'm only bringing this one up because I had the issue on my way here today. Driving.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
You had a driving issue?
Hate
Women
driving.
versus men driving. Now, and this can actually kind of go both ways. It's more, I think, based on your temperament.
Sure.
So my thing is like you get somebody who cuts you off. Now with me and her, one of the biggest issues we have on a nightly basis, especially with both of us being working parents, is trying to make sure that we either have some sort of meal idea planned or planning it out or what we're going to do for dinner. The worst thing that I hate her doing with me is I go, baby, what do you want for dinner?
I don't know.
I don't care.
I don't care. Whatever you want.
Exactly.
And then what normally happens after that? You pick a spot.
I'm gonna guess. You throw out 4, 5, 6 suggestions of what you want, and then every suggestion gets
No.
shot down.
That's gross. No, that's
I
bad.
don't want that. No.
That's
That
not
that doesn't
healthy.
sound good.
You
And,
essentially,
and then normally, what is your next response?
well, what do you want?
I'll just-
Whatever you want.
I'll just eat peanut butter and jelly.
No, like what do you want? Oh no, well, just pick a place. We'll go there. Okay, so you
Yep.
name 4 new places.
You're basically just
No.
guessing until you guess the one that she wants.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, what? And then you start going
So
down the
guess
line
better.
like. Well, then you start going down the line. Well,
Thank
what do you
you.
feel like eating? Do you want a burger? Do you want to go out to a restaurant? Do you just want to pick something up?
I'm not
and there's
really in the mood for anything.
it's like it drives me absolutely crazy. Am I the only one that has to deal with that?
No. This
Okay.
is a
No.
very common issue for men, and to be fair, some women too, but mostly, let's
Well,
be honest,
just pick
mostly
better.
men. Why don't
I
you
go
just
down
tell
the
the
entire
guys? 'Cause I
list
don't
of
know.
Altamont restaurants. I live in the Altamont Springs area. The entire list. I literally pull up restaurants in Altamont. And I go down the list until like all I'm pulling up is Dunkin' Donuts and like Krispy Kreme. Like that's the bottom 2 thing on there. And I'm like, which one do you want? Oh, is there anything else? We've eaten at all these places. Yes, we live in the area. These are the places we eat at. Like it's like, come on.
I
But
do.
if you're the cook, then just make something.
I don't cook though. You
No,
know
but we're
that.
talking
He
about
does. He
yes,
does.
yes,
He
and I
cooks.
do cook. But the thing is like when we want to eat out, when we decide, hey, let's go eat out. All right, cool. What do you want? It's always that
So
issue.
don't
Yeah.
ask. Just bring it home.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, but that's just inviting us to get
No,
in trouble. I don't
It's
want
a
trouble. I
double-edged
don't want to
sword.
be in trouble.
Double-edged
I,
sword.
I live to make you happy.
Jay is
That's it.
spot on with that. That's a very
Look,
dangerous thing.
I'm pretty sure this shit
If
is a
you
game
know
too.
if you know what they like, then you're good. If
No,
it's
yeah, see,
Subway,
that-
you
and
know
that's
it's
exactly it.
sandwich. If it's McDonald's, you know what you like. If it's Taco Bell, you know what she always orders.
Yes.
Just get
no,
it.
Look, I know what she liked last week. I don't know what she likes today.
Yeah,
The same
no.
thing.
I pick the same thing
Thank
every
you.
time.
Well,
Every
see,
time.
the other problem with this is my memory is horrible. I remember the restaurants Andrea wants to eat at, but I will never remember the details of the meal that she wants to eat.
Yep.
So I'll name.
Turkey.
So in our situation
Sandwich.
like this, I will name the last restaurants that she agreed to go with me to as my first choices.
Well,
But it never works that way.
And also
anyway.
the problem too is it's not just like, okay, she likes going to Taco Bell and getting a number 5 or going to Wendy's and getting a number 2. No, there's specifics to the order that have to
Wendy's
be
number
done.
Yeah, like a bean burrito with no onions, extra red sauce,
Yeah,
and extra
see,
cheese.
that's the problem.
Yum.
Like if you just picked a number and I can get you that number because I go to Taco Bell, let me just get whatever box you got.
But when
Let me
I
get a
go
number
to
7
Taco
steak
Bell,
with
I
a
will
sweet
order
tea and a
yours.
soft taco.
Right? That's it. Like,
I order
bam, same
his
thing.
specific though. I order his everything specific, and I know exactly how he wants it every time.
See, what it is, I think it's a game. I think it's women sitting in the passenger seat of the car saying, I'm wearing my high heels, I'm wearing my good underwear, I'm wearing my black dress.
Why am I
Let's
wearing
see if
underwear?
he catches the hint.
Thank you.
Hey, baby, let's go eat. Where do you want to eat? Wherever you want. And she's just waiting to see if you're that in tune.
you
It's
know
sick
me.
and it's disturbing.
Yep.
And I'm not okay with it anymore.
I like it.
I don't like it either.
That's true.
Like, I just
But
want to
now
see
that
how
you
much
say
how well
that,
he knows
now
me.
I want him to know me.
Yes.
Now I'm going for that.
Now,
I wasn't thinking it before.
See, I'm just happy with my girlfriend. It's, hey, baby, what are you in the mood for? Something cheesy? Yep, let's go.
Yep, let's do it.
That sounds
down.
amazing. Can I be in your
Yeah,
relationship
where's
with you guys?
this cheesy?
When did we think she was imaginary? It was
Oh.
like you were dating.
Okay.
You were dating.
Well,
Tach,
yeah,
you
remember, she
remember-
lived like 2 hours away.
Your girlfriend. You remember
cool.
bringing her in, right?
Of course. What
Oh,
do you
okay.
mean?
All right, just
What are
checking.
you talking about?
I kept saying he was dating Matt Taiteo's ex.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Right?
I'm a Notre Dame fan, so yeah, no, all about her.
Matt today, she gets it. She knows.
That's because she's married to me, so she knows how much I.
I have
complain
no
about
idea
shit.
what that reference is. I'm just.
To this
He
day.
got catfished hardcore, and he was like a star linebacker.
Oh, I
Yeah.
get it now. Okay, gotcha.
But I love her. She doesn't exist.
So he's hosting tonight, yeah?
Yeah, this is your
this
show.
guy, Matt.
Oh
So-
yeah, guys.
So I'm going to
So,
shut up.
Andrew, do you want to explain to our listeners if they've never heard the show before?
What they do?
Yeah.
What we do
What we do.
here? Or what a guest does? They
Yeah.
they pick a topic and then they plump it up and
Yeah.
they add
Plump it
some
up, I like it.
extra big stroking to it.
Right?
And as they're like stroking it, it gets
Yeah.
bigger and bigger and bigger until it just explodes. Feels so good.
Oh, sorry.
I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
I'm good, guys.
Yeah, no, I'm straight.
That's the show.
That would have been
break-
that would have been the
smoke break
perfect time for the kids to come downstairs, right? What?
So if you didn't get any of that, what we do is here we take somebody comes up with a unique top 10 list and we discuss it, break it down, and
I already said this.
I know. I'm just in case people don't get it or they were very distracted.
Yeah,
So-
they were
By
they were
stroking it?
turning up the bass and lowering the treble. Right?
They're trying to figure out where they can insert another 99 cents.
It's all about that bass. About that bass.
Holy shit! I didn't dial 876 for this.
Is this costing me 90 cents a minute? What the hell? So no, I appreciate you guys bringing mine. But first off, like you mentioned, we did our fantasy draft today, and I had to get you a gift in reference to the fantasy draft.
Oh,
So-
God. Wait, I think I know where this is going to go. Uh-oh.
So I had to bring you some tissues, number one, because I know you're gonna be crying all season.
And they're ultra
You know,
soft.
and ultra soft. I wanted to make sure that they didn't affect anything.
Oh,
Nice.
I'll
pussy.
take these. I will take these, and I will use them, but I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to use them for. I'll send you a picture.
It's right.
Whoa.
It's a good thing you got the extra soft stuff.
Look, I'm just gonna forward you Ken's number because as we kind of learned yesterday, he liked knowing if people finished.
Yeah, he did.
Uh-oh.
What's going on? Why do you need tissues to finish? I want a baby. What's going on?
So from getting to know you guys a little bit, from obviously meeting you, before, and then also kind of hearing some of your shows and stuff. I know that everyone here has kids, relationships, families, things like that. So I thought with bringing my wife in here, instead of coming in here talking about fantasy football, which it sounds like half of you guys would kind of zone out on.
Go sports.
Yep. There you go. I hope the Bears win the World Series this year. No. So I wanted to come up with kind of a top 10 list for you guys that everyone
lot
can be
of
involved and
strikes.
have fun in. So wife
Nice.
helped me come up with a name, and it's going to be Familyhood Issues.
Top 10 familyhood issues.
Yep, top 10
Interesting.
familyhood issues. Now I kind of have it as a 2-part thing
Okay.
to focus on the couples and then also focus on parenting.
Nice.
Okay.
Did you say family hood?
Family hood.
Is that a word?
Familyhood.
We made it.
Yeah, she invented it. That's why I gave her all the credit for it.
Congratulations.
Yep.
That's awesome.
She's birthed children and now a word. It's awesome.
3 children.
Yes, 3.
She's super mom.
Yeah.
Family hood. I'm going to use it.
So I will kick it off here with number 10.
Number
Yes.
10.
Food within the family. So what I mean by that is dining out or eating in, picking out restaurants, things like that with your significant.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. All three engines up and burning. 2, 1, 0, and lift off.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You're listening to The Twisted 10, bringing you original and unique host-created top 10 lists, recorded live in world-famous Cocoa Beach, Florida, with hosts Tach Van Sickle, Adam Poston, Jay Alvarez, and me, Andrea Joy.
And welcome to another exciting episode. I didn't make up a word that
Only
time, Adam.
exciting?
It's only exciting of the Twisted 10.
I liked it. It was good.
I think he got to the end of his thesaurus.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic.
I ran out of that word of the day toilet paper. So, Andrea, if you could send me another roll.
That's what happens when you start that calendar early.
It's kind of a fantasy day, so I think it's a fantastic episode.
There you go.
It is a bit of a fantasy day today.
Well, I am not your host today. I am just a listener today. My name is Tach.
Hi, Tach. How are you, buddy?
I'm super. How are you?
I'm good. My name's Adam. I am an alcoholic. And, wrong meeting.
It's a wrong meeting.
Yeah.
I know you just, yeah.
You might call me an alcoholic after today. So we went down to the Salty Fox and we did our fantasy football draft. So yes, I am Adam. I am the star of my league's fantasy football draft.
Yes, he is.
I'm gonna
The
throw that out there.
winner. Just-
Yay,
yes.
sports.
Yay, sports. Go sports.
There's a whole slew of people just throwing their phones out the window right now. Like, oh, fuck this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no, they cannot fuck that guy. Only I can fuck that guy, and this is Andrea Joy.
And sitting over there across from her.
Hey, it's Jay Alvarez.
Jay Alvarez. So none of us are hosts.
None of us
tonight.
are hosts. Yeah, I do see the TV on, though.
The TV's on, but that's our fantasy football draft.
Oh,
That's just for colors.
Wait,
okay.
Is this episode being co-hosted by the guys from the league? Because that would be awesome. Is that what this is?
We did name in our fantasy football league. We did name our winners trophy. What the hell?
Shiva.
The Shiva.
The Shiva.
Yeah.
Who's we? Who's we? Is that the we?
That's the we. Yes.
Absolutely.
So the person that you just heard on mic is going to be our host tonight. And I'll let you do your own introductions. However, we've had half of your cast basically hosting the Twisted 10 already. The other half of your cast is from oneKaway. Yeah.
Woohoo!
So
I'm on point with that plug bell today.
Yeah. Yes. So joining us in studio today is Matt Koko from oneKaway podcast. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful, guys. I really appreciate y'all having me out today. Got to do the draft with you here a little bit earlier and figured, hey, if I'm going to come out here, why not we make it a day and have some fun with you guys?
Awesome.
Hell yeah, dude. Sorry, picking my dog up, throwing him on the
And I
ground.
appreciate you allowing me bringing in my beautiful significant other here. My wife is also here with us, Josie.
I don't think Andrea would have let me have you over without bringing her up here too.
Yeah,
But
they
she's
were
part of my fantasy mimosa.
they were
too.
mimosa
Yeah.
buddies right there. They were like Tom Brady and Julian Edelman or Jordy Nelson and Aaron Rodgers connection right there.
Is she mic'd up or?
I am.
Oh, there she is. Hey.
Hi.
She exists.
I do.
She is real.
I
not
told
in
you
your
guys I
sport.
had a real wife.
I told you I didn't have an
See,
imaginary friend.
it took him his first time. It took you, what, about 8 months before you started bringing yours?
What? Significant other?
Shots fired.
Burn.
For how long was it? How long?
yeah, right.
Tack wants to be your three-way.
I call false advertisement on that one. Next.
So let me ask you this though. There's kind of a little two-part one here. Now, who does the grocery shopping here between all you guys?
Andrea for sure
Oh,
out of
she
our
does.
relationship, yeah.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of the
I do.
grocery shopping with us
Tack
because
does for his, yeah.
For me.
For him.
I mean, I'm the primary cook in the house, so I go and get what I know that I can cook really well and what I want to
That's
make.
good.
So generally, obviously we budget, kids, everything like that, we budget. So I'll be like, all right, baby, how much can I spend at the grocery store this week? She'll be like, 120 or 140 bucks. I'll normally go a little bit over it, but I generally keep it pretty close.
Sure.
Makes sense.
There's like once every 6 months that she's like, you know what? I'm going to go do some grocery shopping for us.
Uh-oh.
I'm like, all right, baby, you have at it. You go enjoy yourself. She comes home and like there's a U-Haul following behind her with the extra groceries. And she gets out and she starts bringing everything in. And I'm seeing sauces with like weird names I've never even heard of. I'm seeing jars of produce. I'm seeing stuff like that never eaten in my life.
What the fuck is arugula jelly?
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, oh, I've heard it's good for you. We're just gonna try it. Okay, so well, how much did you spend? $438. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, are you serious right now? Like, I get a limit of 120 to 140 that I pretty well close follow. But you blow me out the water. You spend our month's
Adam
budget.
goes to the convenience
But
store
how
to buy a
many
snack.
times do I go to the store a year?
It's how many times I let you go to the store a year
That's
after that.
exactly right. Thank you.
Adam goes to the convenience store to get a snack and it's $100. I go to Aldi's and spend $100 and we have dinner for 2 weeks.
You see, I
That's
don't
true.
like
That's true.
grocery shopping,
I
so
hate
it's
it.
my ploy to not
I hate
have
it
to
too.
go
You are
grocery
smart.
See, my whole idea is I'm
You are
going,
so
what's buy
smart.
one, get one free? What's half off? What am I getting extra points on my Winn-Dixie credit card here? Like, what am I getting here back
Those are
from buying
gone
this
now.
stuff?
No more.
No, you can still get points. They still have another
it's
system.
not a gas though.
No, there is. It still
there
is a gas.
It's just not a shell anymore.
It's just not Shell.
It's not worth it for me to drive to Port St. John to go to Winn-Dixie.
But you also get money off from your purchases there now
I still
too. With
save
the
more
card,
at
so.
Aldi's.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Go
All right.
Aldi's and
Hey, Winn-Dixie is literally a cut through another
Totally
neighborhood, and I'm
saying
right there.
So Andrea found Aldi's, and
I'm giving
I
him the
never,
credit.
I have never tried Aldi's until I met Andrea and started dating her. And this is not a plug for Aldi's by any stretch of the
it
imagination.
is a plug for Aldi's. I love Aldi's. They win.
However,
Do I ring the bell? Do I not ring the bell? I don't know.
Ring the bell for Aldi's. It took me forever to actually go in there because I was afraid it would be crusty, nasty food that's
it's
disgusting.
It's ridiculously good food, ridiculous prices.
Most
Cheap
of it's organic.
It's like half the price you're going to spend at Publix. No offense to Publix,
Yeah.
because I love them, but yeah, it's
No,
it's all,
it is an offense to public.
Oh, you ain't getting
No,
that.
I don't
You ain't
know.
getting that boar's head sub though from.
No.
from
No,
Aldi.
you're
you just
getting-
got to do all your own work and bag your own groceries and pay for your.
I actually
cart.
went to Aldi's for the first time the other day.
You did it. I'm
I
so
did
proud.
because you
Do that.
suggested it as well as a friend of mine, and so
And how did that $40 take you in Aldi's?
Tack got robbed in the parking lot.
You did
didn't
pretty
even make it
good.
inside.
He
I
didn't.
got fucking
He
robbed.
didn't get his money back from the cart that he
I
had
did
to
get
put
my
it into to
quarterback.
get.
I got the quarterback.
Got
so
your quarterback.
that was
But
important.
did not $40 take you far in
but
Aldi's?
I did not get my dignity back, which is
In Aldi's? What?
because I got mugged in the parking lot. No,
He
I
got
didn't
robbed.
really.
Oh.
I
Next
didn't
time
really.
you come with me, I'll stick up for you.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, she's gonna
Okay,
wear the
good.
tiara and come whoop some ass. That's what
That's
she's
right.
gonna do.
They don't mess with me when I have this tiara on my head.
All right. Oh, we just hijacked the show. Sorry.
No worries, guys. No worries. So I got number 9.
Number
Number
9.
nine.
So timelines in a relationship. Timelines meaning kind of like your perception of the time in between doing different things
Ooh,
or
okay.
like different ideas. So